Gila, Zeta jago banget ya. Gigi cuy.
The headhunter, one shot, two.
Cuy, kenapa Zeta jago gini cuy? Sengoyer, halo. Jago bener cuy. Gokil, gokil.
Coba nyalain cam lu.
Gimana?
Gimana apanya?
Gimana caranya?
Itu setting dulu, setang.
Invi. Ih, las bunuh. Gokil, Jok. Emang Chambermain, Jok, dia. Gimana caranya?
Setting dulu.
Gue mesti deaktif dulu, Cuk.
Iya, kayak gitu. Coba.
Terus?
Ya, coba dulu dah setting.
Nah, terus?
Ya udah lu inin Indo Capture.
Lu aja belum nyala, kocak.
Sabar bangke.
Tambahin di Windows Capture lagi. Gue soalnya pakai Windows Capture ini.
Kagak. Lu nongolin Discord lu anjing.
Hah?
Discord lu mana tarik?
Sabar.
Nah, ini gue harus taruh di mana ya? Enak ya.
Cara biar full berdua gitu gimana?
Full berdua maksud lu? Full
Gini,
screen,
kan,
anjing. Tuh.
Terus jelek banget anjing.
Apanya jelek?
Full screen.
Anjing, muka gue di sini sih aneh
gini ya? Mesti dipotong-potong gini ya?
Potong maksudnya? Oh. Diinin. Gini aja Yor, anjir. Full screen.
Terus?
Oh, nggak bisa, sabar gue matiin cam gue dulu.
Jangan dimatiin, kocak.
Sabar, cam yang di ono.
Jelek banget begini anjing.
Nah.
Mesti pasang 2 kali ya?
Pasang 2 maksudnya? Pasang 2 apaan?
Mungkin lu 2.
Nah ini udah pas coy. Sabi nggak?
2 kayak gini jelek banget, Cok.
Nah, coba lihat. Halo.
Gimana?
Muka lu.
Muka gue di crop, muka lu ya di crop babi. Oh, mesti kayaknya begini nih. 1. Ya kan?
Coba gue lihat.
Nih.
Itu lu stream.
1. Tambah lagi, Cok.
Ya udah lu bedain aja, lu ada 2 cam gak sih?
Enggak, bentar.
Oh, lu mau bikin ini. Cam lu sama kayak ada cam gua gitu. Enggak, gua kira cuma kayak ini sambil ngobrol, ngerti ya sih? Ngobrol dulu gitu.
Oh, enggak, sabar, Cok.
Ngobrol.
Ini dulu.
Kurang mana sih anjing? Nah, ya. Itu bisa lu ALT ya. Nah, ikat. Nah, kenapa muka gua ada 2 kontil?
Sabar, Cok. Sabar anjing.
Dungu banget anjing. Irfan apa? Kastadio. Gue saranin Irfan sih. Apa ya? Gue bingung nih mau podcast kah ini? Podcast yang mau ngapain lagi? Cok, kita nobar, Cok. Kalian, jiwa kalian tuh di RRQ nggak hari ini? Gitu aja deh, gue tanya deh. Kok nggak?
Ini gue taruh mana ya? Enak ya?
Nggak, turu aja lah lu pada bak.
Buset dah, marah-marah mulu opongnya. Muke lu lah. Buset dah, Zeta win 2-0 gak tuh? Iya, gampang.
Diam lu, lamka anjing.
Kok gini ya?
Nggak ada.
Agil
Lalu
mana Agil?
Nggak tahu. Coba chat. Oh, pasang 2 cam. Ngalangin anjing kalau nobar nanti.
Nah, terus mau gimana? Oh, gua paham maksud lu, Cok. Ini cuman buat awal-awal doang kan?
Iya.
Bego,
Kalau mulai game
Cok.
sendiri.
Bilang lah. Ini kenapa, Cok? What the fuck?
Wah, ada GG Cok. Cek error Cok. Suaranya kecil banget. Emang iya kecil. Udah 97 jing ini. Emang kecil banget cuy suaranya.
Nah, gini, Cok. Tolol lu, Cok.
Cuy.
Nganggur, cuy. Mana Agil, Cuk?
Di gua udah gede banget, jing.
Di gua juga udah gede banget.
Kalau enak digedein kayak.
Facecam lu jadi crosshair, muka lu ya jadi crosshair, kocak.
Ini gue bikin 140 sih, budek gue anjing denger dia teriak bangsat. Duaan sesi banget. Ya,
Oh, gua harus
maafin
full
aja.
screen ya, nggak bisa lihat ini ya? Oh, bisa. Oh, gua nggak. Oh, oke.
Nggak, lu ngapain sih?
Nggak sabar, Cuk, sabar.
Oh, suara mic lu aja kecilan. Emang iya kekecilan? Kadang mati-mati, Cok. Cek. Oh, gua harus ini. Sensitif.
Ini pusing anjing.
Oh, gede. Nah, ini masih gede nih. Ha. Suara mic lu. Oh, mic gua masih ada dikecilin. Udah gua kecilin.
Jadi ngeri gini Zeta, iya. Lasnya pakai chamber, Cok, anjing.
Nggak, pokoknya Zeta itu menang kalau lasnya main chamber. Kalau udah pakai agent selain chamber, dia CBC juga, cuy. Dari dulu Zeta lasnya jago CBC, Cok.
Iya bener, cuy. Dia
Dari dia Icebox tuh. Ini main
nge-comebackin
OP
siapa
bagus
ya?
dia.
Lawan siapa ya? Comebackin siapa ya? Xbox ya?
OP dia bagus dia soalnya. Si Las posisinya bagus.
Sama flankingnya najis sih.
Nah, next mesti cari map. Kalau lawan Zeta cari map yang Las nggak main chamber.
Cok ini Cok lawan.
Itu dua map main chamber dua-duanya, Cok. Fraktur sama Bind ya tadi ya? Dia main chamber anjing. Kalau main sofa busuk jing dia.
Aduh. Wih, lawan Meteor, Cok. Meteor nih abangnya ini kan? Abangnya Tenten kan?
Ya. Wah, Bani dikalahin. Wah, GG Bani kalau dikalahin langsung di
Drama incoming again, time to make popcorn, anjing. GG, Cok.
Si Genji tuh lagi struggle anjir. Dua orangnya kayak gue ngeliat siapa namanya?
Gua nggak nonton sih.
Si God Dead sama siapanya kayak lagi bau banget anjing. Dari dua turnamen dia kemarin.
King bau banget King anjing minus 16 tai.
Bukan King yang ini.
King kemarin minus 10 sama minus 6 anjing gokil juga, Cok. Busuk.
Sylvan sama God Dead nih lagi. Wah, calon-calon diganti nih God Dead. Banyakin tuh inhaler di telinga. Di hidung. Bang. God Dead. Bani bisa-bisa direbus sama meter. Wah, ini kalau Bani kalah nih. GG, cuy.
Ajak Koko CBC. Enggak lagi dah gua. Kalau dia ajak apa-apa gua skip dah. Bangke. Yang namanya CBC itu tai, Cok. Excuret tuh tai, Cok. Gua kasih tau aja.
Halo, Dok, Bang. Agil mana nih, Agil? Ada yang tahu keberadaan Agil nggak, cuy?
Podcast apa nih? Ngomongin lu.
Ada ini nggak?
Agil
ada yang
mana?
tahu keberadaan
Ya.
Agil nggak?
Demon One nih lagi.
Agil nggak ada fokus, Jing.
Sebentar ya, gue chat dulu. Gil mana Gil? Pas korot.
Hilang mulu dia main sama Kewet. Kewet siapa tuh? Lu dapat info dari mana, Kelvin? Sama siapa Kewetnya? Wah, gitu, cuy. Kemarin di watch party yang RRQ Agil pulang-pulang sama cewek, Cok. GG, Cok.
Gokil, Cok. Emang, Cok. Gokil.
Ya, Agil kayaknya akhir tahun ini deh.
Anjay, sekarang full fokus restream. Restream apaan sih? Lawan abangnya Tente ini chatnya bakal panas perang bro. Muke lu tuh panas. Rambut lu jadi semakin panjang, Cok.
Rambut semakin pendek gimana ya, Cok? Wow.
Wah, busuk, Cok, Borkum. Jago banget asli. Zeta nih.
Gua tuh penasaran setelah LCK ini apa?
Transfer window-nya ya?
Bukan Indonya doang, semuanya.
Iya, transfer window, bangsat. Gue bilang apa anjing?
Gue dengernya Indo.
Capek gue, males. GG, Jok.
Gue penasaran isinya siapa gitu yang masuk, siapa yang diganti, siapa yang masuk kayak kan.
Iya.
Sobat.
Cok, lu kalau mau diajakin acaranya lagi mau, Cok? Gue sih enggak.
Udah enggak gue.
Gue enggak, sumpah. Bener-bener gue enggak mau anjing.
Udah enggak gue. Cukup itu sekali. Kecuali dia benar-benar semuanya gue ditanggung baru.
Apa nih?
Itu juga gue masih mikir sih ya.
Bener, Cok. Bener.
Halo?
Iya kan?
Kalau ada tambahannya lagi kan, gak mungkin cuma ditanggung
Iya.
doang kan. Lu pikir,
Iya.
lu sekarang udah ada red card, Cok. Masa lu...
Iya. Masa
Halo?
apaan sih lo bang?
Tahu,
Kira
apaan
gue ini call center bang. Anjing. Halo.
Marah-marah mulu.
Review sepatu apa? Ada kok CBC.
Gokil cok Ior tuh lihat sepatunya. Nike semua jing. Wah GG
Gue
cok.
pecinta Nike. Cok.
Cok Nike. Oh gokil cok Ior. Ior mau jadi Jejo cok.
Yoi, mau jadi DNKT Cok katanya. Gue lihat sepatunya Nike semua gokil, Cok.
Seberapa yakin cuy kalian dengan match RRQ hari ini cuy?
Yakin
Harusnya
banget dong.
Harusnya RRQ
Jadi admin slot ya?
gampang
Enggak dia,
ngatasin Genji sih.
jadi ini dia. Jadi
Kok tadi lu mau ngomong Genji gitu, Cok?
jadi tukang tipu. Tau gak lu?
Enggak lu diem udah Vin ngentot. Pokoknya kita coba track record dia ya lawan RRQ ya. RRQ setahu gue
Siapa sih?
menang 2-0 deh. RRQ terakhir tuh menang setahu gue head to headnya. Kalah ya?
Yang menang
Kalah
tuh Secret gak sih? Lawan Genji yang di group stage.
Kalah dia di group stage.
Genji
Bus.
tuh lawan Secret kalah, Jok. Menang deh.
Ya yakin lah bro, do or die benar coy.
Bani ini nggak boleh busuk. Bani nih.
Bani, wah, nggak Bani kemarin main sama ini nggak CBC nggak cuy?
Nggak tahu cuy.
Kalau main sama CBC
Kayaknya
udah
dia
hari
nggak
ini busuk
live deh
sih.
si Bani.
Ya nggak.
Mana mau enggak lah.
Ya udah. Soalnya setelah main sama lu malam busuk dia.
Orang semalam gue dibantai 13-0 dia.
Kemarin aslinya menang RRQ ketro aja sing bangsat. Lah, gimana Cok? Siapa juga yang mau ketro babi?
Minimal ada share screen biar nggak hitam. Apaan yang mau di share screen jing?
Minimal
Apa
ada
mau
share
di
screen,
share?
minimal lu diem Cok.
Kita kan ngobrol ya di sini. Diam ya Langka.
Gak main apa? Ajak aja Albert di sini Albert.
Aduh, wow. Udah beda deh sekarang.
Oh iya ya.
Berapa lama lagi cuy? Mulai cuy? Lama ya? Interview.
Menang RRQ sih ini.
RRQ kayaknya 2-0 nih.
Gua bikin ini ya guys, poll. Anjay. RRQ Genji.
Babi tuh namanya Pol ya. Apa yang mau di share screen nggak kelihatan, cok.
Son. Wah, kalau ajak Son udah beda kelas, Cok. Kita ini streamer abal-abal, Cok.
Gak lu ngapain sih Vin? Masuk tuh ngapain sih? Coba.
Ya, normal.
Gak lu di mana?
Di airport.
Gak lu mau ngapain?
Mending koi atau awe, guys?
Mereka nih di stadiumnya di tempat yang kemarin ya, coy ya? Kayaknya sama ya stadiumnya.
Sama-sama. Ini kan
Sangam ya? Apa sih?
Sangnam apa ya? Colosseum kalau nggak salah Sangam.
Menurut beer slotnya 1 dong.
Sama kayaknya deh.
Di take away.
Kayaknya penontonnya lebih banyak Jepang punya ya dibandingkan kayak
Ya, kecil aja nih nggak apa-apa.
Colosseum.
kalau dibanding Korea. Sangam bangsat kenapa Sange siput babi?
Ah, siput udah nggak pernah muncul tuh di sini babi. Beda ya anjing.
Sama.
Kok ini di bagian mananya anjir? Kok gua lihat kayak ada fotonya kayak beda gitu. Ah, kayak lebih bagus ini karena terang. Oke.
Berapa kak?
Saya pecinta AP sekarang. Bat! Ya, Bayu. Halo
Cash
Aska,
bisa. Cash.
semen RP kah Aska?
Sedotan udah nggak ada.
Gila. Sama deng.
Gue pengen lihat deh Valorant Jepang nih ada komen apa nggak sih?
11 menit lagi cuy baru menang
Momennya.
cuy. Bah.
Lama juga.
Udah enggak udah lama bang. Oke mantap ya.
Kasih ya.
Kau siapa sih bang namanya? Kagak tuh dulu gara-gara Aku bikin poll lagi dah. Tadi bercanda cuy.
Agil jing kontot mana? Nggak tahu, cok.
Agil kemana Agil?
Kayak ngerti aja liar bahasanya boleh live chat VCT Jepang. Lah ini tinggal translate, tolol. Goblok anjing udah kayak gaptek bener lu hidup lu. Muda-muda tolol anjing.
Eggman.
Tuturu 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 tuturu.
Lalu terbang jam berapa sih Vin?
6.45.
Sekarang jam 5. Mending kita TDM dulu ya Pak.
Ya udah TDM dah. Tai lama tuh.
Iya, udah gabut nih bang. Bro.
Malam apa Yor? Belum cok. Belum saatnya dikeluarin tuh malam cok.
Malam.
RRQ ke champion lu ke LA enggak? Waduh. Gue siapa RRQ nih? Ngedukung sih. Ke LA sih. Kalau 200.000 cukup. Gak apa-apa dah. Gua sono. Mana Yok?
Apa cuy? Discordnya gue mesti matiin
Kalau ada
dulu
yang
cuy.
bayarin gak apa-apa dah. Kalau ada yang bayarin gas. Masa ke LA nih, kalau ke LA cuma 500.000 maksimal mah bisa hidup 20 hari enak.
Yoi cuy.
Ayo, gua. Dan
Mana
anjing
lu?
udah gak ada. Mana anjing?
Online dulu
Lu
cok.
yang gak
Lu
ada.
goblok.
Gua udah online dari tadi, tolol. Lu yang gak ada.
Oh iya, nama lu bukan Asteris ya? Sever. Lu saudara kembarnya si Ucil ya, Severin.
Bener. Ini artinya stereo juga bahasa. Beda bahasa aja. Gue mau toxic kemarin tuh bang.
Kem lu Yor sabar, lu bisa sabar nggak? Kentot, buset dah.
Meteor lawan Meteor, bener. Kemarin ke Jepang dibayarin juga, dibayarin siapa ke Jepang? Itu bayar sendiri. Itu juga nggak niat nonton Master sebenarnya, pengen jalan. Cuma karena kebetulan, oh PPRX masih lolos ya udah nonton. Gak bisa cok, nggak ada ini. Tidak ada. Kalau di pribadi sih enggak dah, mahal. Tiket pesawatnya aja berapa kemarin ngecek ya?
Yang mana? Ke LA.
60 juta, bab.
60-80 kentot. Muke lu udah
80.
dapat
Kalau 60.000 gua gas, jing. Enggak
dapat
pakai mikir gua.
datang ke sana nonton dapat duit kagak kentot.
Salah. Nonton ngedukung doang. Bukan
Iya.
bagian dari timnya. Kalau bagian dari timnya gua sikat. Ada ya orang TDM AFK. Woi. Pik.
Olimpik.
Anjing ada orang AFK cok main TDM.
Cok, gue pengen cobain KFC, Cok. Hot chili chicken.
Itu gue udah lagi masak gue nanya Agil nggak dibalas jing. Udah gue coba ada satu.
Emang dia udah nyoba?
Gak tahu. Gue nanya kemarin dia kalau nggak salah mesen.
Enak gak sih
Lagi
guys?
mesen McD.
Ada yang pernah coba nggak?
Katanya cuma dikasih ini doang anjir, dikasih bon cabe. Kayak serbuk cabe gitu.
Kecewa dong.
Makanya begitu. Wah. Visanya juga ribet kan ya di sana. Ya Ci, terlalu mahal Ci hidup di sana Ci. Kalau ada yang tiba-tiba donasi 100 juta baru itu juga kurang ya hidup di sana. Katanya
Mahal cok.
guys,
Lebih enak McD
makanan-
kalau yang pedas masa sih?
katanya makanan di sana lu sehari makan bisa $100. Pokoknya 1,5 juta lah.
Cok ini
Hidupnya.
lama banget cok. TDM
Sehari.
ini problemnya ini lama di sini anjing. Kalau KFC nggak enak kurang. Oh, masa sih? Kok kebanyakan ngomong enak ya?
Pacar RRQ masuk ke champion harus menang lawan apa? Pokoknya dia harus menangin semua lawannya. Sekarang kan dia
Lu orang
lagi
demen crispy atau original?
crispy gua. Kalau
Crispy
misalnya
lah,
sekarang kan lower nih lawan Genji. Kalau dia menang lawan Secret. Nah, kalau dia menang lagi lawan Secret baru dia lawan Zeta. Itu harus menang. Kalau kalah sama aja. Yang diambil cuma satu sana. Lu masih punya visa Iceland. Nggak ngapain ke Iceland tuh. Katanya nggak enak cuy. Di Iceland itu juga dingin dong.
Emang iya?
Iya. Kan gua udah ketemu Scary dulu di Iceland. Udah ada fotonya. Lu nonton. Nggak ada lu lancai ya kemarin.
Enak makan Indomie aja sih, Yor.
Kita waspati
Gua udah
rame-rame
lama
kemarin
makan
lancai.
Indomie, Cok.
Wah, jing kontot.
Indomie tuh
Abi nih lancai ya baru
sayang
datang.
sih. Indomie mendingan makan ayam anjing. Kalorinya sama tapi proteinnya lebih banyak.
Bener. Ya orang. Lama anjing emang TDM. Tolil. Kabur, Dek. Allahu Akbar, babana. Gua kira banana jir, babana namanya. I need the heal, man. Prediksi skor hari ini, gue pengen yang lama sih. Siapapun yang menang. RRQ menang. Tapi 2-1.
Beda kan beda rasa iya. Nggak salah.
What the fuck itu bisa di situ? Lu pakai apa sih ya?
Jet.
Ada orang pakai stinger walk.
Ih gila jago-jago ya orangnya.
Buset lama amat.
Cok, kita
Aduh,
FK1
lagi.
cok. Geko
Salah
ini
ngomong
kan cok
anjing.
dari tadi cok.
Berapapun skornya maksudnya babi lu lagi domba. Tuh ayolah, janganlah pakai stinger lah. Ayolah. Berani seri deh. Ya.
Ih curang pakai gituan anjing nggak logis. Ada kotak tuh nggak ada kotak.
Oh. Weh Rizky Amal lu ngomong lagi lu.
Setiap nol tuh Rizky tolol cok. Orang tolol yang pernah di muka bumi ini yuk. Ngendok cok.
Dok. Di spam ya kalau jarak dekat.
10 seconds until stage change.
Woi,
Give me those back. I gotta wait.
sabi juga.
Three for me.
Aduh, lari-lari.
Ini kangkang, Cok. Bukan hoki-hoki kangkang ini gua.
Ouch. Satchel out.
Ya Allah. Kenapa nggak balas kan begitu? Sini mana musuhnya anjing? AFK ya?
10 seconds until
Oyor, oi.
Hah? Kok bisa di situ, manis? Ya Allah, ada paranoia anjing. Oi.
Udah kayak
Precision kill. Night night.
What the fuck, salah.
gameplaymu yor bacot dikasih sama babi otak dongo.
Salah pencet ya. GG. Idiot.
Almost ready. Here comes the party.
Bisa miss, cocok. Astaga.
Mati tuh.
Di rank gua nggak pernah sejago ini. Saya gua nggak pernah dikasih jet.
Itu nggak
Cok.
wajar, Jing. Nggak kena, Jing.
Gua nggak pernah dikasih
Jing.
jet.
Satchel pocong kena.
Satchel out.
Apa? Gak jelas bisa bawa Odin. Woi. Oh, fuck.
My ult. What's this? I gotta wait. I gotta wait.
5 kills left.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Woi,
Kenapa
ada
ini, anjing?
flash temen anjir.
Gua di-ten, Cok. Sama teman sendiri anjing. Ah, tolol, Cok.
Woi, kill gua, Jing.
Block inside. Block inside. I gotta wait.
Ada nanti tutor saja lah ada di YouTube.
Lu main serius aja gini gimana main bercandanya, Yor?
Kenapa gak pakai 16/9?
Ini bacot nih, anjing.
Gak enak. Biar FPS oke juga sih pakai ini.
Gas, Cok.
Biar enak FPS-nya juga.
Komen mulu, anjing.
Barem-barem. Coy, berapa menit lagi coy main coy?
Match found.
Bujang inam.
Preman tadi bener. Aku main Giono cok. Gio rumah aja cok.
Oh, jadi Jetmin jok di TDM. Udah mulai cuy, diem ah.
Ah, pembohong. Yang bohong
Titiknya
bijinya
kecil.
pecah satu,
Iya, titiknya
anjing.
kecil, Cok.
mendelap sama biji pecah satu.
Anjing
Bang.
kontot.
Mainin akun gua. Ah. Kagak gua mau nonton dulu. Wah, nanti gua main lah. Tunggu BP gua bentar lagi kelar. Udah malas main. Valo cuman pengen radian. Sibuk RP mulu nih, Bang.
Pengen kolok dah.
Wah. Ior katanya mau main RP dia. mau jadi polisi katanya.
Thank you Farhan, semua guys tarik sekali.
Thank you Mas Ipul.
Adik-adik.
Ada orang
Adik-adik malam apa ini?
TDM
Lambang tuaku. Dari rasa cemburu.
Dari Jasmine.
Adik-adik.
Aman banget katanya.
Adik-adik malam apa ini adik-adik? Lambang kan dia bantu aku. Siapa cok? Diwa Angsa.
Ya katanya lu mau jadi tracker kan.
Lu jadi beli mouse gak papi? Gua di ghosting gini cuy.
Bener ya. Anjing lu dok, babi lu dok ya. Parah banget lu.
Gua di ghosting gini sama Diwa anjing. Bangke.
Cok kenapa TDM lama banget cok loadingnya?
Wah cok GG cok.
Wah ini GG. Cok makanan gua, wah kayaknya pas mulai makanan gua datang ya. Enak ini cok.
Lu pesan apa cok?
Itu nyobain
KFC.
ayam itu, iya. Ayamnya doang. Soalnya kalau paketnya mahal anjing. Satu itu, satu nasi, satu cover 70.000.
Kalau ini RRQ pemainnya hobi kecekek. Wah, cok.
Siapa namanya?
Jebe BP, VL.
JBP coy. Ayo Kingdom. Siapa namanya?
Jebe BP, VLR, cok.
Coy, itu namanya coy. Kingdom, keluarkan kekuatanmu Kingdom ya.
Dari report, oke, siap. Jebe VLR ini cuy, iya cuy.
Ada orang main vet. Allahu Akbar.
Kemarin ada vet, ada sofa anjing.
Mati kau. Allah, satu lagi Ji.
Crown.
Ada Sky juga cok. Oh fuck nah.
Ih, gak keklik. Lu Jim jam berapa besok koyor? Siang kalau nggak sore. Siang kalau nggak sore. Siang kalau nggak sore. Bintang bantu aku. Kumpulin supaya bisa ulti. Ih, apaan sih? Ah, mama lu. Lu pikir lu something? Sama warnanya belagu anjing.
Lock in sight.
New stage in 10.
Oh, apaan? Muka kuda nggak tahu kemana.
Bad luck.
Stage 2.
Mampus kau.
Nge-lag tuh.
Stinger. Babi nih yang pakai stinger.
Time to check. Sky killed. Fake teleport. Reloading.
Habis aja.
Party's over.
Kocak lu bos. Siapa lu?
My ult's ready.
Kesel ya.
3. 4. Be faster.
New stage in 10. Jets to a rampage.
Lock in sight.
Anjing adik lo. Oh, kapan sih 148?
What's this?
Tak seburuk itu.
Three. Get
Tuh
out of my
mulai,
way.
sabar.
4.
Charge your ults.
Semua di belakangmu.
Party's
Di
over.
recon, Cok.
Aduh, jetnya tai, Cok.
Cok, mana
Enemy
pandal
kill.
gua, Cok?
One down.
Kamu buta.
10 seconds until stage change.
Buta. Tembak tuh bijinya ya.
Buset dah, rame banget, Cok.
Fake teleport.
Headshot.
Kita ngapain, Cok?
3. 4.
Cok, tembak itu bumbutnya wabit nih emang ya.
Careful now.
Ih, babi.
Cutting through. Reloading.
Enemy kill.
Udah mulai, Cik. Serius.
What's this?
Apa, Cik?
Alah, tai, Cok. Report jet feeding, kayak lu tuh feeding. Lihat nih, temen-temen kill 84 kentot.
Apaan sih nggak kepala anjing? Tuhan banyak.
Stay down.
Nge-flash tiba-tiba nih.
Udah mulai belum, cuy? Wah, anjing juga.
Cok, mati, Cok.
I've got your trail.
Sorry, bro. Going up.
Tuhan bantu aku.
Block the sight.
Udah mulai, cuy. Udah mulai ya.
Udah, cuy, ayo, cuy. Nggak bener sih, cuy. Bangsat lah.
Nah.
Kenapa jadi face it, anjing?
Kaget.
Koyor, oi, fans lu jeder, apa cuy?
Sikat, cuy. Wah, ini dia, Cok. Muki gue mana? Nah.
This is last chance qualifier
This is
Pacific.
last-
We are going to
Anjay,
the series
siapa
of
nih?
today.
Anjay.
And today would
Wow.
be the day
Gila,
where they
Bani
redeem
tinggi karena
themselves.
palanya,
We've
Jing.
seen so much evolution since the beginning of the Pacific League 4 months ago. And then, RRQ had lost to GENG, and GENG was looking in their peak
2G.
form. Are we going to see a complete turnaround today?
RRQ menang nih, yoi cuy, bener cuy.
Ban, ayo Ban, jangan ke pressure Ban, tenang
Cok,
Ban.
ini ada notes loran coy.
Lu
Ada
bantai
si
aja,
Jo
Ban.
anjing.
Lu bantai aja Ban, biar diem Ban ya. Sikat Ban, abangnya lu sikat aja Ban.
Oh, look at
Mana
the
sih abangnya paling kiri ya?
I wonder how much prep time they've
Ya,
had
paling kiri.
for this match particularly. You know, we spoke about it in the last match. Neither Zeta nor Team Secret
Oh, got that ya cuy ya.
to put in a lot of the groundwork. that
Wah,
was
got that
necessary to
banyakin
counter.
tuh
So that
sumbat
comes
itu
down to
hidung ya.
trusting yourself,
Babi lu gat
trusting
ya.
your own game plan and hoping that it
Makin
works out.
sumbat tuh hidung ya.
Genji's a team that has a lot of set plays. They're good to go. Unfortunately, stylistically, they're
Sikat
going up
adik
against
kakaknya,
a team
Ban.
that is going to be
Masa
RRQ.
Ban.
RRQ is going to be coming into
TS nih,
this
jago
trying to
nih,
be disruptive,
anjing.
trying to play the
Eko mana Eko?
You know,
ngapain?
foundationally, GENG has always been so strong.
Anjay, got that
Question
nih
is,
boy.
you know,
Katanya.
are they going to get
Sumbat
solved?
dulu
Or
tuh
are they going
hidungnya
to get, you know, decoded, so to speak? And if so, RRQ could be very vicious. and
Aji,
very difficult to
kita
manage.
mendukung penuh ya RRQ ya buat hari ini ya.
Kalah tinggi coy, ewok coy.
Oh, mau diajakin berantem? Wah, kata dia, ayo.
Real.
Kata dia, pelukan. Oh, pelukan James.
Oh, satu negara kayaknya cuy.
Fresh blood and gunner.
Kagak
And
ini nih.
conversely on Gen G,
Oh, nih nongol nih. YB ada kata dia.
we got some of the experience.
Oh, Elma Pudi. Ini tuh Elma Pudi, Cok.
Oh, okay. Yeah, counter me.
One of these teams is going home.
Kata Ewok udah kita
Gokil, Jok.
kita ngelakuin
Mito-
apapun yang kalian.
Yeah, that was
Mie telur, mie telur lawan meteor, Cok.
This
Dua
is
order aja cuy,
fighting
oke
for
main
survival.
sesuai
Waduh, disikat abangnya nih. Kaca makin lama makin kayak pantat. Iya, Cok. Kaca tai, Cok.
one of these teams
Ya,
can take
nice,
training,
guys.
the other
Ya,
must take
let's
the
go.
Gua kira Kido, Cok, Bali. Ternyata Beli.
Oke, ada ya Ren, ada yang bilang let's go Genji, Haris M.
Woi, Aris M Vieler, Cok. Wah, GG, Cok. Report bangsat. Aris M Vieler. Cok, ini nggak ada Agil anjing.
This is
Haris
so
M.
exciting.
Keller.
We got the group hug here. Everything they prepped, it's all going to come down to this. Again, we had an insanely long day yesterday.
Pokoknya kalau
Crazy
tembakan kita
overtime.
kena semua kita udah pasti
These
menang
players,
cuy,
they go
oke?
home, they go, I assume,
Oh,
right to
Bani,
bed,
jangan
or
kepres
maybe do a
Ban.
little bit of reviewing and then right to bed. We're talking about prepping and conversations literally in the van on the way down here. I mean, it's a
Apakah
real
Bani
marathon.
karena lawan Jepang dia ke Prasur?
LCQ.
Anjay.
That's right. Now we're gonna go into our map picks. RRQ banning that split straight away. I'm wondering if this Haven, this elusive Haven, gets.
Oke, cuy, gue bisa ngambil makan bentar nih kayaknya. Bentar. Bentar ya.
Yo, YB itu asisten coach, Bang. Kayaknya analis deh. Kencana, Juk.
RRQ is the type of team that is happy to go to it because it's their favorite map by far. Lotus coming in as well, and not a good one for RRQ. So actually, this could go to 3 maps because map 1 is very much favoring RRQ. Map number 2, RRQ's played it twice and they've lost it twice. So they have.
Agil mana ya? Nggak tahu nih. Kemarin bilang ayo. Kocak.
And we also love to play it, you know.
Banggil trauma overtime, iya nggak bisa makan cuy.
And if we are fortunate enough to get that map 3 that you were mentioning we might be getting, it's going to be on a set, a map that has been
Kevin,
very
kemana
tried
tadi, Yor?
and tested.
Nggak tahu.
I'm not familiar on the stats on that one specifically, but I think that should be a pretty close one if we get down to that.
50-50 exactly
Oh,
between
wow.
both teams. Okay, it's played a bunch more by GENG. So if we're looking at sample size, maybe GENG has a leg up over RRQ, but both teams 50% win rate on it. So really, that one is just, let's see who's got the most stamina to play with.
I mean, Haven being that first map, though, I think our predictions are probably gonna stay.
Sorry, Bang. Gue udah vote junior. Wah, GG, Cok. Otak nggak ada, Cok. Tandain, Cok. Haris M ini, Cok. Gue cek dulu Haris M di Instagram gue dulu, sabar.
I mean, the Astra, you know, APAC has always given me the best Astra vibes in the world. I think some of the best Astra players in the world come from APAC. I will always stand by that. So every time I see Astra being brought into the mix, I think it's difficult to play well, but when you've got a good player, it really does, you know, capitalize on the strengths of those.
Haris M.
Yep, and then we do have to G staying in for this.
Nggak ada, cuy.
Emin, I don't think will be stepping
Haris
in.
babi, cuy. Gue vote ke Jemon, jago parah gile.
Yeah, not the usual rotation they normally go with. And of course, going into this, I'm going to be watching EJ on that jet. He seems to be so consistent, so on top of it.
That's a
EJ!
We talk about cracked jet.
2G.
Yeah, I want to add him to the top 10 list in the world at the moment because the way he's performing is really, really top notch.
Well, the question is, are they going to have a repeat performance, RRQ, on Haven, or because I'm pretty sure GENG does not want a repeat performance of their Haven yesterday against Team Secret. With that, we are going to go into map 1. We got RRQ versus GENG. We're going to join our casters, Paper Thin and Quack.
Kalau kata Bang Gil, let's go INDOPRIDE. Ya, Yor satu kemarin gue liat Yor digancit. Iya, kita lagi pergi-pergi. Lagi nonton.
I mean, now we've used up that extra life. There's nothing else left to lose. I mean, they've already lost quite a bit. GENG especially, I think. And some of these players are really taking it seriously. Their heads are bowed down. I think Severo's...
Digancit, bacot Rizky Akmal.
No more credits in the arcade machine. There's no more redos. This is it. You don't have any more quarters left. You know, mom and dad only gave you a couple bucks to use in the arcade, man. And it comes down to this. Can you pull yourself over the line here? RRQ and GENG, and look, even though I think a lot of us are favoring RRQ here in this match versus what we saw with them versus Zeta and what we saw with GENG versus Team Secret, especially given those results now.
Flip sudah pakai Nemesis Yor, kata Bang Gil lagi GG mungkin.
They can just kind of all be on the same page, keep their spirits high, keep their communication good, then absolutely they can get this done. So to me, I'm gonna be really focused.
RRQ lagi demen banget main Heaven ya? Apa emang dia punya map poolnya gak cuman Heaven kan?
Like the desk is talking about here with these mid rounds that RRQ likes to do, it's kind of hard to predict. So you got to be really prepared for this.
Kind of like what Victoria was talking about, right? For GENG, I mean, we've been
seeing
this since the start. Well, halfway through the Pacific regular season, something's up with GENG. These guys now, I mean, the mental game has to be there right here today, because if not, you are going home empty-handed. RRQ, yesterday we saw that their early game plan against Zeta was great.
Coy!
On Meteor for some sharp shots. He's going in for a second one as well, but...
Waduh, cok! Wah, gawat nih, cok!
Aduh, Wani, kenapa tuh Wani?
Comes in through to assist his teammate as well, so this puts up a roadblock for RRQ.
This is just all on Meteor this round. The way he's able to react here, the spot as well from TS.
Wow!
Another easy one. 2G finds able to shut him down. This is
masih aman, cuy.
Around here from GENG. It looked like to me they were setting up for an A main crunch there. The recon dart out early from TS into A lobby with Goddead and Meteor trying to set each other up for a potential pickup there.
Aman ya.
Pushes out here.
Aduh.
Meteor does stick around. He decides to just kind of wait this out.
Tembak badan, Jir, Meteor.
Huge presence from GENG on the other side of the map. Meteor.
Lihat tuh. Sumbat tuh hidungnya.
Wah, Meteor marah, cuy.
Meteor marah. Oh, adek gua nih.
Tragedi A, coy. Di headshot lagi.
However, that's another thing that I want to think about. That is that it comes down to those sentinels, like we mentioned. King is supposed to be great on this map, and right now he's putting up a bit of damage around the C site.
Sikat ban.
Aduh.
Managed to sneak in. Meteor. Doesn't matter.
Wasik dong, aman ya.
He hits a
Aman ya.
Aman. Enak kan, cok?
Belum kok, Mikel buka ayam baru.
Harga ini, bos.
Harga ini, bos. Songgeng del.
Damage already done to Meteor, but
aman cuy.
That extra kill there, really nice.
Coba megang Genji, jangan dihakimi. Cuy, namanya FMR. Aman.
Exchange, so Elmimore able to find something, but I think King
INDOPRIDE, cok.
Wah, stunnya kurang kanan anjing.
Didn't move a single muscle and still landed
Gak apa. Mana ayam pedasnya, Jing?
Yeah, really good stuff.
Ini udah pedas dari sononya apa gimana sih?
Kayaknya iya dah, kayak bumbunya kayaknya dalamnya.
Kayak
Anjing apaan tuh kayak gitu, tai?
Kayak AW.
Apa? Iya kayaknya kayak AW gitu dah. Kayak nggak kelihatan merah, nggak tahu, cobain aja.
Kenapa di fotonya merah banget, Jir?
Buset, di lagi kuliah itu atau gimana, cok? Mirip banget tempat kuliah gua, anjing. What the fuck?
Wah, abangnya marah, cuy. Pure, cuy.
Oh, Elmimore. Waduh.
Cok, itu kenapa?
Stunnya nggak kena, cuy. Wah, gawat cuy ini, cuy. Si Bani kena ini lagi.
Kena hujat di Bani ini. Fix anjing.
Aduh, sayang banget sama siapa, Cak? Cus.
Siapa tuh?
Sama siapa tuh?
Siapa sih? Siapa sih?
Sama siapa tuh?
Siapa? Sama Lamka ya?
takes a couple down. So the aggression here paying off early for
Iya.
Genji on this defender.
Wah, Langka diam-diam.
Diam-diam ya, binatang, Cok.
Ini juga masih aja anak di bawah umur disikat, Cok. Cok Langka ini, Cok.
They're looking to just rush in, but Genji surely has rotated and surely has fortified the side for round.
Kita cuma manja ya, ambil makan. Gua nggak tahu dah ayamnya yang mana.
For RRQ, and Meteor's gonna cut funds for that Blade Storm since he invested in the Vandal in the previous round. So really smart econ management here early from the Genji superstar duelist.
Hancurin aja, cabut, lari, run.
Way of Genji yesterday, immediately check.
Gila, diceknya bagus banget.
Gila banget dah, gila King juga. Sumpah kalau lihat orang Korea tuh ya, Phantomnya gila-gila semua dah, bingung gua.
Wah, ini nggak apa-apa, tadi ikut coy.
Wow, I am loving this Genji. This is not the Genji I'm used to seeing.
Iya Cok, ini pada nyala semua kata Meteor. Ayo cuy kita ini adek gua, wah. Bani harus fokus Cok ke call-nya.
I know it's King and he wants to get Genji over the line. He does not want to go home.
Wah, GG Cok, King marah Cok.
Tuh, tadi kata Meteor, tamago tadi ya.
No Blade Storm to back this up. A lockdown for King if things get really desperate.
Tenten makin seneng lihat Bani kalah.
Ya Allah, smoke Ejay. Nggak belok. Nice. Chill.
Aduh, gua udah tahu HG pasti nge-pick anjing. Wah, gila si King, gila banget anjing. Wah, King lagi nyala banget, Cok.
King's money, he's already maxed out. I mean, it's absolutely.
Bang Gil mana nih nipu ngomong dong.
Takut
Emang gitu Bang. Babi emang.
Gila, first skillnya tembakannya pala semua anjing.
Iya anjing.
This team right here. RRQ. They'll grab those Odins on this map. Put them to good use. So why not?
Gila cuy, lagi dapat banget cuy.
Harus time out dulu nih. Harus chill nih. Ewok.
Lihat Korea tuh satisfying banget dah. Apa? Phantomnya bingung gua. Ntar pas lawan Peprex baru dah nggak ada tuh satisfyingnya. Pandal semua Peprex.
Dia mainnya ini Cok, si apa namanya? Si Genji-nya mainnya sengaja dikasih lepas dulu kontrolnya terus diambil lagi.
Iya.
Diperangin mulu Cok.
Tapi dia majunya sekali tuh langsung 3 anjing. Kali ini nggak dua gitu kagak anjing.
Utility dia. Wah, King nggak salah Cok. Emang King dia dulu.
Bang, spill sepatu yang di belakang dong. KW semua cuy. Jangan cuy.
Ambil garas dulu cuy, baru.
Stun, recon, nggak ada, ambil dulu.
Ambil dulu, bagus.
Aduh.
Smokin dulu Jay. Kalau mau cross smokin dulu Jay.
Kalau bersoks biasanya smokin kalau bersoks.
Iya. Fake B, mantap. Cut rotasi. Aduh, ada flash lagi. Jay!
Nice trap. Locks check. Oh, untung miss. Aduh. Oh, nice guy. Wah, guy.
Satu guy. Gua yakin lu Kingnya guy. Oke guy. King ini nggak ada apa-apanya buat lu guy. Oke guy.
Ayo guys, bisa guys. Santai guys, santai.
Gak mungkin ada guy. Udah.
Ada turret. Ada turret tuh.
Turretnya
nggak nembak anjing.
Ya jadi nembak. Ayo guys, udah ketahuan guys posisi guys.
Dia nggak tahu ya.
Nggak tahu posisinya enak banget nih harga ini.
just hiding behind the box.
Dia galau,
Dia
dia
expect
nggak
ya,
ngasih kill.
expect ya.
Spots that King kind
Nggak.
of anticipates. But I was thinking he might have gone back around garage. So Barrel
Nice guy.
doubles back,
Woo!
and he picks
Mantap.
up the fourth kill in the round and the first win for RRQ.
Elmimore reads that timing so well there
Mantap,
at the
mantap.
end. He
Nice,
hears that
posisinya
alarm
bagus.
bot come down, and he's a Killjoy player too, so he knows what a really likely response is from King.
Gila, guys.
Gila emang Phantom cuy. Bukan Phantom ya? Apa Vandal ini ya?
King off guard. He starts
Vandal
pushing as soon
Oni
as
ya?
that alarm bot comes down. Really nicely
Gokil,
handled there
cuy.
by Elmimore. Kind of that Killjoy battle. Yeah, the op again.
Makan
Meteor.
KFC yang katanya
Pocket
pedes,
beat
nggak ada,
GNG.
Jing.
Hunter's Fury to counter the lockdown from King now, though. Dueling Rolling Thunders, potentially from our breaches.
Ayo pertahankan cuy, udah dapat satu cuy. Bisa 7 ini.
Right underneath this, with this information from Meteor that nobody's been pushing through.
Could drone.
Kok bisa sih? Kayak dari Clay 2 ke kali 1 lagi, Cok?
Spot him
Hah?
out. Yup, shot protecting
Nggak bisa kan?
position.
Harusnya
Kali 2 terus kali 2 langsung ke Moskop kan?
The last
Yeah.
time GENG played
Kok
this
bisa ke
against
kali 1
Team
gitu sih?
Secret,
Oh, dia
they
pakai
were
scroll
shut-
ya?
They were starting things out on the attacking side and
Oh,
then shut
scroll
down by a lot
bisa
of
dibalikin
early round
kayak.
aggression
Anjing bisa
from
kayak
Team Secret
gitu.
on their defense. But right now, it's RRQ on the attack, and they're losing quite a bit of map control.
Aduh, kecolong agak.
And just clean from Meteor.
Trap. Aduh,
Okay.
kena kaki lagi.
Got him. It went through the
Just
box.
enough damage. It's 5 HP. Lockdown now coming through. EJ not quite able to secure the flank. RRQ looking out of sorts and now running straight into TS as well as Goddeath. The recon
Wah, jadi
puts a
masuk
stop to their
ke
movement.
jebakannya
Severa
Genji,
still
jir.
swings. And this could be a little moment, but it's not going to be easy because look at the utility, look at the players on the other side. Rolling Thunder hits, however, King
Ada
left
ulti
undetected,
juga ini,
able
si
to
Goddeath.
sneak up on top of Heaven. As soon as that Nebula drops, as soon
Waduh,
as
dia
this
detect
Rolling
cepat
Thunder
lagi.
hits, it's going to be RRQ eating the dirt. King comes in with a double kill.
Yeah, this is just
Aduh, nggak
so
di-expect
well
apa ya
thought
pas ya
out
di ulti
right
gitu
now
ya.
by GENG. It's Meteor showing presence in sewers early, setting up for
Makanya Bani nggak main
crunch
di side
from
ya.
TS and Goddead from long A, and instead he wraps over to B after not
Tapi orang
much
side-nya
pressure
susah
there,
juga.
relying on his teammates to lock that down.
Bingung juga kalau dia main di set terus di long jadinya kayak ngebet gitu anjing.
That RRQ can do about it. Just
Mesti ambil shot dah, coba dah. Main close angle,
playing
Jin.
aggressive, and it's working a treat.
Iya, Marcel kebaca cuy, Heaven-nya Marcel bener kayak mantan
some of these quick adaptations, it's not as rigid as what we've seen before. And King is one of those guys who's moving around the map so much right now, randomizing his utility. In fact, setting up and then rotating over onto the A side because he heard that updraft. He's waiting to receive RRQ.
Yeah, look at that turret placement onto B and Meteor
Oh
there.
my.
Taking out the lurking
Lihat tuh.
Elmimore. Sylvan as
Dicek
well.
lagi, Jing.
steps
Maju
through the
gitu, cuy.
spawn, dodging that
Itu
alarm
aja
bot.
dicek lagi, Yor.
Crazy, they're pushing out everywhere. Using the Nebula though.
Wah,
trying
anjing
to
sih.
sneak in,
Ini
but
kayak mereka
timing
udah
a little bit better for Meteor.
udah nggak tahu mau ngapain tahi,
RRQ
sumpah dah.
just gonna be pitched down in this one spot outside of garage. It comes down to EJ and some heroics, managing to pick up the Vandal, but he has to land the shot. Shorty in the hands of Meteor, and he's looking to strike down on EJ.
This is out of control.
Unrater.
Not the GENG that I have
GG
ever
cuy.
seen. I'm telling
Lihat
you guys
main
right now,
sini-sini
I've
ya, Yor.
watched a lot of these players.
Nggak tahu, mereka juga bingung,
GENG,
Cok. Soalnya mau
you know,
kemana
a
pun
lot of these
dikeculik
players
terus.
on Slayers last year and things like that. This is a different breed. They are fired up today. This game plan is brilliant so far. And they are playing with confidence. Everybody's doing their job. It's good rotations like you're talking about. King's all over the map right now.
Dia bilang, ngapain lah nih Jet gitu katanya.
Kind of allows them to continue to just keep pressing on the flanks of the map. And RRQ's got to play some
Susah, Cok.
defense here on this
Ngelakuin
early
apapun,
aggression. They've got
kalah.
to be a little bit more,
Lihat tuh, Rico langsung hancur, Ding.
or just go for a fast hit to try to get around it.
I guess that's what they're gonna do on the C side. You got EJ already tailwinding into
Anjing, nggak mati.
position. TS just hiding
Nggak
right
kenanya sekali.
behind.
Anjing, bunuh dua GG
He's
anjing.
doing so much.
Kena 2 kali
It
dia.
blocks it off.
Tetep naik loh
Someone
dia,
goes
gila
in
lu,
for some
Cok.
blind shots, able to cut down flips. Now we're down to 2 players left remaining. Despite all of those efforts to push onto site, they can't quite break through. And the spike so far away, 2GE, just sneaking into position around A-Link.
And now Meteor just W King.
Kalau serba salah gini solusinya mending cari yang baru apa ngomong baik-baik Yor.
Getting the link here, but
Lu pikir lagi pacaran anjing. Goblok.
TS isn't quite ready.
Nice.
Not a bad
Bisa menang
start.
sih ini.
Because he sneaked through so far, I mean, it's a lot of question marks for GENG. Now they know potentially around A
Ayo
lane.
Pit, jangan kecolong
But
Pit.
that could mean heaven.
Nice,
that
Oh, nice,
could
Pit.
mean even further back into defender spawn. And Zafiro now just comes
Whoa!
to defend it.
Let's
He
go!
gets a
Dapat.
great transfer. A quad kill for the guy. And
Ini-
a second
ini dia,
round
cuy.
for RRQ. They need to keep this
Agai
up.
David.
The fact that 2GE is able to sneak through in towards A
Bakal
lane there.
cepet nih lah kelarnya. Wah, Cok, amal, Cok. Bangsat nih, Cok.
Around big time.
Amal, Cok.
Little bit of a miss here
Kentut.
from Meteor. Not quite
Amal ya,
ready.
Rizky
Iya,
Amal ya.
amal, babi.
But this initial hold
Rizky
from
Akmal,
Genji,
cuy.
gorgeous. Even though X-Pharaoh finds King with the Hunter's Fury, that is completely thwarted by Genji. Gives him a great opportunity.
Amal
to move
anjing,
around.
Cok.
Some very, very smart stuff there from 2GE. Sets them up for that round. And all it takes, because I think TS was somewhat prepared.
Sure.
2GE wins the battle.
Bahaya nih
GENG
Rizky
are
Akmal
trying to
nih.
get a good read on some of these moves. This style of RRQ
Ayo, cuy.
rotating multiple times across the map is
Semangatnya
something that
mana?
afforded them that one map win over DRX back in the regular
Masih
season.
bisa 75 aja.
It's a little bit
Dapat
tricky.
5 aja di
Again,
first half
if
udah enak kan
GENG
nih.
just goes in deep enough earlier in the round.
Yor
enough,
gimana nih Yor, sabar
it-
Cok, masih
it's just
72
gonna throw
Cok.
RRQ in for a loop, and right now with some of these four
Ih,
positions,
gak
again,
kecek anjing.
they're trying to
Hah, emang
clear
iya?
Gak kecek. Makanya langsung cabut
a
tuh.
lot of areas.
Si EJ-nya ya.
Iya.
where
Wah,
RRQ
GG
are
cuy,
just
ini
about
cuy.
to head to.
Jalanin Jay.
Yeah, and now you can see
Nih,
that
nih
Genji
Bani
is
pasti
able to
nge-call nih,
play
tapi
those
AWP
rotations
aduh
in
kentot,
game
sabar bisa nggak Ban? Sabar bisa nggak Ban?
from EJ.
Ban, sabar nggak?
Hey, he's getting
Ban,
too much information, but
Ban sabar bisa nggak Ban? Dia kayak gitu lagi, bandot.
Not too bad.
Jika lah
Nice.
gitu lagi.
They're always watching out for Meteor now, especially
Sama
since
gua banyak
it's on his
gaya nih,
operator.
babi.
EJ will be able to come
Kenapa,
back
Rao?
around to catch him.
Rao
Surely
sedih ya
watching
Bani
towards
ini ya.
Link now
Yang
and
sedih Rao.
potentially heaven. They need to smoke this off. They need to get the spike planted.
Dukung
But at
Bani,
the same
Rao.
time, TS with the Hunter
Pacar
Fury
sendiri.
just locks them off.
Cuy.
Buys time for his team to rotate.
Sylvan could ult here. Maybe try to get a flank set up off
yeah.
the back of this.
Flushing out.
Cemen dia.
Shock.
The fuck.
Trying to go in for that DRX retake.
Nice,
Quite in
cakep.
position.
Nice.
RRQ
Tiga ya,
Mama
tiga ya.
dulu ya.
by one.
Dapat 5 menang nih.
Ya,
5 menang nih.
Win for RRQ.
dapat 5
This is good
comeback ini
stuff
cuy.
now from RRQ. EJ
Mantap ya.
able to get so much value here, just sliding underneath Meteor's nose at Sewer. Ping coming out from Sewer now for RRQ. Curious if they're going to try to put some pressure, try to break that space open.
Pecah 2 pecah.
Hey, man. Huge stuff now.
Babi itu namanya.
The ship is stabilizing. Maybe Cosmic Divide as well, an op in hand for EJ. Setting up for a kind of duel to try to get rid of Meteor here, but Meteor's shifted over to Long.
Oh my god. Well, he's gonna get fault lined, so forced to hold back for a second. Flips, what are you thinking? He's just walking in.
Wah, Bani!
Check it. Meteor with the no scope, but still with the classic, it's enough
Ban,
to
kenapa
take
lu
down
maju sendiri,
Flips.
Ban?
The rest of the team trying to
Kenapa
go
lu
quickly
kepancing,
over
Ban?
onto the seaside. They thought it would have been enough for a fake,
bunuh
but
dulu
not
ini.
quite because King is here
Aduh, susah
to
banget
play.
ini.
They try to push
Wah,
past
gila,
through.
AWP
With
cuy
it,
yang
top of
digituin,
all
cuy.
things, it does not work. Sylvan puts up
Wah,
a
GG, cuy.
roadblock, and unfortunately for RRQ, GENG takes this win as a flawless.
Gawat cuy.
Just brilliant stuff here from King and Sylvan. I mean, they've been pushing that space, taking that cubby control early and underneath the noses of RRQ, and it pays huge dividends. Sylvan with a great bailout, great
Pedes
timing
ya.
on his smoke.
Kentot, kata lu nggak pedas, babi.
He's able to stay alive.
Oh, ini
and
dia
just
ternyata
starts
ayamnya.
spraying into it. And it's just two of the best side anchors that we had in VCT Korea back in the day. Coming through big. I mean, it's something that we wanted to see for a while. is
Cok,
seeing those
kalau Meteor di
rotations.
interview this is for my brother gimana, Cok? Anjing.
Meteor and King now stepping
Wah,
up. Oh,
anjing,
outside of
Cok.
garage, instantly.
Bani
cutting
lagi,
down
Cok,
Flips.
kena, Cok.
Last round of the first half, and this is not the way you want to start.
Bener juga lu, Yor.
Cosmic Divide might be
Pas
up,
ditanya,
might be able to use a little bit of space.
Goodbye
to
ini
spike
ini
plant,
ini ini.
But Sylvan's right around the corner.
Untuk
Sylvan's in position.
untuk
And they're
abang
going in
gua
for a
wah
little-
anjing gigi.
Nice banget sih.
adik gua.
Nice banget sih. Hagai
RRQ
sih.
responding in
Lagi
kind,
gacor, Cok.
holding out from the other side of the Cosmic Divide, setting up crossfires. They managed to hold.
Yeah, now lockdown in play. Not much that they can really
Ayo,
do
3 lawan
about
2
this.
cuy.
Does get a shock dart
Nice.
kill. King trying to get ahead of it, but yeah, not gonna happen.
EJ's got blades too. TS, only a recon afforded to him. He's been pinged out. So now knowing that he has to cautious in case they push out against him.
Bareng, pantek bertiga.
Very likely an 8-4, not unless TS can.
Ciluk ba!
Pakai
kok. Ini menang pistol, menang ini.
Such a difficult task for TS, of course, but RRQ there with that cosmic device.
RRQ bisa nih, comeback.
Last hit on the back.
Ban 111 ban.
Really able to draw up
Busuk ban.
Ya habis ini akankah thank you flip the dare? Waduh, jangan ngomong gitu, Cok.
Previous
Kenapa, Cok?
criticisms of GENG has been is when things get chaotic, when things get messy, is when they start to kind of struggle a little bit. But here today, their game plan was to
Backupnya bagus ya, guys.
chaos themselves, to come in here and be the ones to create that disruption.
Anjing, kenapa ada monyet anjing?
Kenapa ada monyet? Kan monyet di GE.
Iya.
Having a good time, that's a guarantee.
Always a good sign as well. I mean, despite the pressure of elimination today, they're trying to keep things light. It is the first map after all, and with a 4-8 score, it's not impossible to come back from, especially when they're starting out on defense. Perhaps trying to buy time away from GENG's attack. But like you mentioned, Paperthin, I mean,
ini
GENG's
dia balik.
trying to create some of that chaos themselves today.
Bukan deh. Ini si Bail ya.
Could be inspired.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look at the stat line for King. I mean, just so disruptive in the beginning of this.
Hari-hari Hage, hari-hari David, dua orang ini terus.
16 kills overall. Sure, he climbed down a bit, but he was the one setting that tempo, pushing that space, just lurking all over the map and never letting go. And a lot of their players were too Sylvan, even Meteor at times. So that was
Ban, fokus ban. Tadi gua udah semangatin loh cuy di chat.
Decided to just sort of do the same thing, but they were just like, well, let's just do some fast hits ourselves.
Ban ini pikirin apa ya?
Apa artinya tuh cuy?
Tapi nggak apa-apa sih asalkan menang mah.
The only
katanya
difference between these two comps is the Omen and the
for
Astra.
Aduh cuy.
Kind of things that the Astra does bring you. The Omen, the paranoias are brilliant. You know, especially on the attacker side, you gotta look to Sylvan to be one of those guys along with the breach setting up these hits. But
emang iya cuy, Bani kalau ini kayak gini terus mainnya masuk dominatus ya.
Muke lu anjing. Gua yang mau masuk dominatus, Cok. Gua udah ngelamar ya. Nggak boleh, Cok.
Meanwhile, I mean, right now, the GENG Tiger Nation looking very much happier and better. We're talking about
apa nih?
he was one of those
ini
guys who
reconcess.
maxed out credits at about like round
Nanti dia
3 or
ngelok
round
ini.
4, and that's crazy. Of course, now SWAT
Nggak ada delay lagi.
switching over onto the attack, they're just gonna
Ya.
dash in. Putting
Harus
out
Aduh,
cabut,
gila di.
Aduh,
It's gonna be frenzy for frenzy as Flips eats out Meteor right back. A bit of a recon
Ayo Ban, ayo Ban.
Ban sabar Ban, nilai kan.
Ah, mampus lu, ngelark mulu. Aduh.
Cut down by EJ. King just trying to hold out around the side, but EJ continues.
Ya, di flash teman. Kuak.
EJ just dashes in off
Ada
of it.
dash,
Ada dash.
Tipin dulu.
HP though, and it's a 1-on-1.
Aduh.
But despite the crowd,
Direct
got it.
next flash ya
With the
gadet ya.
classic at close range,
Tapi kalah lagi
able to
Rene.
pick up the pistol win. 2 pistol wins now for GENG.
Yeah, both pistols going to GENG here, just barely this time. This one was very, very close. A good flash.
Caca nih kena ini loh dia. Dia masuk PTN, Cok. Gokil, Jok.
Couple shots off of this spot, this stun. Sets up Meteor nicely. Elmimore tries to cut him off, but Meteor catches him a bit off guard.
Di ngomongin tuh. Kenapa lu flashin gua babi?
And EJ comes in. Needs a little
Keren,
bit more
Cok.
impact
Caca,
here.
iya, Cok.
EJ 9 and 11, not bad, but
Jalur hoki kalau kata Lamka, Jok.
Oh my god.
it's just
Waduh.
King just God dead running.
Kenapa berdua doang?
But also just RRQ peeking out mid like that. It's a little bit risky and it doesn't work out.
Mati lagi nih Bani sama Meteor nih.
Firepower. All they need to do is to set up that firing squad. Now the
Benar.
spike getting planted, it baits, flips out into peeking. And unfortunately for the last
Bani hari-hari dicari
players
Meteor, Cok.
alive,
Keren, Caca jadi pengen gue pacarin, boleh
there's not much
nggak,
else that we
Yor?
can do.
Boleh, santai, boleh.
Is GENG gonna let him? With the way TS is aggressively pushing with this Bulldog, I suspect that he wants to cut off.
Cok, ini
at least
gimana,
one.
Cok?
Might be a little bit trickier to get to GE out there, but actually TS is gonna back off. GENG here gonna play it safe. Don't want to fork over any guns if possible and say, well, fine, if you guys want to die to Spike, that's fine with us. Oh, 2GE though.
Memat manja lu diem ya, gue tinju lu ya.
There you go.
You're gonna have to
No ult orbs for you, GENG. Well, okay, not 2 extra at least.
Yeah, they did pick up 3. It's a 10-4 scoreline. Pistol and the following round, 1 by
Ayo.
GENG.
Jangan kena bonus yuk.
And very potentially, I mean, if they can convert this into a bonus as well, does not bode well at all for RRQ.
No, man. No.
Bang, kembalikan aku.
Really
Oke,
dire.
oke, oke.
I mean, then you just gotta
Lupa, Jok.
wonder if it's even possible. I mean, RRQ here, kind of getting done to them what they did to Zeta Division yesterday on this map. Just having a really tough time. It's not quite as bad, but look at King, man. He is just fired up here today. Meteor as well, having another strong performance.
Gak ada fokus nih ban ini.
Gravity Well here to prevent the A main push, but a lot of the Killjoy utility is going to be sitting on the site. Yeah, a little bit of damage taken to Meteor.
Diuber Bani ban.
Waduh, benar-benar Bani.
Push in through A link and Flips does
Benar-benar
not
untuk
respect it at all.
saudaranya,
Off of
Jing.
that, despite the kill,
I fight for my brother.
spike will be planted.
And the breach being down here really is not good for RRQ. That's such powerful utility on the B site to clear it.
Oh no. And now just coming down to
I
some
only focus
firefights. 2G
to flip
clearing
there,
out
kata
that
dia.
side.
Anjing,
They
Bani
know
di shutdown
surely
terus, Jing.
GENG's on the other side of mid, protecting this spike. Aftershock utilities being spent just to buy even further time. The rest of
Wah,
that
anjing,
front
dapat
trying to
gak?
get the spike to halfway, but it's not gonna happen. Elmimore fires back, but at
Aduh,
this
terus
point,
mengedap.
it's gonna be a
Anjing, bisa
wall
kayak
bang
gitu
from
nggak?
Kena bonus lagi.
seeing
Cok,
all.
2 kali kena bonus, Cok.
King is on his throne, no doubt. You come at him, you best bring your best. But
Wah.
no one so far today has really been able to shut him down. I mean, 20-6.
Iya, Wak. Itu
It's
Tenten
absolutely just bananas. I mean, King is
adanya Meteor.
on one today. I'm just thrilled with the way he's playing. But that,
Yang di-kick.
those deep
Yang
B
rasis.
site post plants, those
Itu adanya
classic,
Meteor.
Korea Haven post plants, where they just stagger that utility. Even though Goddead gets cut down around
Benar,
the corner,
makanya
he's still
harus
buying time
dikalahin
with his-
abang ya.
his
Makanya
stuff.
Bani harus
Paranoia from
fokus.
Sylvan.
Oh no, halalita.
Get into that post plant. If you don't have flankers, if you don't have players who are cutting off that window area or that spawn area,
Stranger, welcome stranger.
in
Buke
particular teams
lu.
like GENG, DRX that love this style on Haven,
Tenten mau
with
party
E-hits,
juga nggak ya?
it's really tough to stop it. Even though
Nggak
you
tahu,
might
cuy.
get a favorable exchange early.
Woi, Mat Banja lu sekali lagi gue TO lu babi.
It doesn't matter because
Gua
there's just so
tinju
much
lu ya.
utility in the back. The shock darts, the nano swarms, the paranoia, the aftershock. All these things are coming at you, and there's nothing you could do about it unless you're killing those agents that are sending that utility.
And you can't really do that because you don't have line of sight unless perhaps you're going for a bit of
Ini
flank,
ya harus
but
apa
it's
sih
so
telur
difficult to
sendiri
pull that
nggak
off.
tahu cuy.
And really,
Belum
solution
pecah,
is
cuy.
not
Bani harus
to
fokus
let
nih Bani.
GENG get those
Bani.
spike plants that early
Nggak
on,
fokus nih dia dari
but,
kemarin anjing.
I mean, that's
Gua mau ke CP nggak? Kapan? Jangan sekarang lah, kentot. Sama siapa? Coba telepon telur, tar abis ini gue telepon ya.
Iya cuy, diketahuan nih sama Tenten nih Bani nih. Tapi sebenarnya nggak ada urusannya sih. Tenten bermasalah tuh urusannya si
Sekarang
Tenten.
jangan, Cok,
Kenapa
jangan
dia
anjing, jangan sekarang, Cok.
Judge for Xpharaoh around the corner.
Muke lagi lost party cuy.
To be able to do
Lo sama
that.
siapa,
Sometimes
Wan?
Goddead's fault line is just going to go straight where Xpharaoh is standing, basically. More aim, of course, for the box and behind it. The recon here, they know he's right there.
Iya digoreng-goreng ini. Nice guy. Aduh, keteret lagi.
Yeah, Meteor responds.
Ternyata gitu lagi.
Ah,
Aduh, dikit lagi fit. Oke, nice.
Nice fit. Sabar,
Nice.
sabar. Shot satu. Sabar, jangan dimasukin semua guys. Aduh.
Yang jangan dimasukin ya dia ya kontol. Dia jet ya anjing.
Kagak, maksudnya jangan masuk ke smoke. Ban, ayo Ban, ini waktunya lu Ban, nahan angle aja Ban, gue tinju lu ya. Ban, jangan nih.
Bani!
Dia aja anjing di situ, babi.
Do you now know where 2GE is coming from? Because he's right behind you and plucked out. It's gonna be
Bani ini nggak mau diem, Jing.
down on the ground.
Udah anteng aja situ nahan angle.
But it's gonna be a lot more before they can
Bani
tighten
nih.
up.
So
Bani
RRQ
kentut
here
banget.
finding a nice
Bani nih,
little
bikin
hole
emosi
in
loh.
GENG's attack.
Diem Bani.
And they are able to, with Elmimore stepping up here and getting that first kill, it kind of sends GENG off balance and they're not hitting that utility. I think that,
Pokoknya ada dua orang di muka dua orang guys di muka bumi ini yang satisfying buat dikatain cuy. Excuret sama Bani. Iya, Bani sama Excuret tuh. Dua orang yang paling satisfying dikatain tuh dua orang itu, cuy.
Exactly. A timely smoke from 2G.
Ban masih muda umur tapi Ban mana masih muda lagi, Ban, masih udah pensiun dini, Ban.
Just trying to find some of these entries. They're blocking it off with further deeper smokes down A long, preventing them from pushing through. But as soon as they dissipate, down the timer, 120, GENG starting to move around.
But look at this. One smoke was all it took to get GENG off of C here. There's nobody on C for RRQ, and they knew that if they just sent a little bit of utility,
mainnya kuatin B.
Just walks over to the other side, right towards this, Killjoy utility, either A or B.
Rao di Bennett kan di year.
Turret, and a nano at the front of A.
Aduh, nggak kecek lagi longnya. Turret nembak, oke, ketahuan.
That's info.
Yeah.
Udah boleh geser.
Next Pharaoh tosses a
Nah, saya kena 3 woi. Ayo langsung retake, udah pasti A.
Despite that though,
ayo retake. Aduh, dia nggak main Omen ya. Nggak ada flash default, Jing.
Wah, gila ini dapat CT gini, cuy. Ini udah ketahuan dari Heaven semua, cuy.
Tower 4 lagi.
Wah, ini DRX punya, cuy. Wah, ini kan gua udah bilang kan, CT-nya. Wah, gila, cuy. Lama banget tuh timnya.
Abangnya gacor banget, Cok. Lawan Bani.
Wow,
nice.
Ayo, Ban.
Ayo, Ban, nggak apa-apa. Exit gila ya, Ban. Satu dikit, Ban. Mati
Meteor lagi.
Ditibek, Cok.
Wah, ditibek, Cok. Wah, GG, Cok.
Ini untuk
Personal,
adik
Cok.
gua, kata dia. Wah,
Ini personal,
Bani.
Cok.
Kalau
Ini
gua sih
personal,
panas,
Cok.
Ban.
Ini udah personal, cuy.
Ini personal, cuy.
Ini personal, cuy. Ini udah personal, cuy. Cok, ini katanya ini buat adik gua, Cok.
Ini this is for my brother, kata. Wah, Bani. Kebetulan Bani nggak ada ada kakak, ada adik.
Personal ini, cuy.
Wah, ini personal.
Ini personal, cuy. GG, cuy.
Ditibek,
Tibek, cuy.
Wah, GG, Ban.
Wah,
Ban.
GG,
Kalau gua sih
Cok,
panas
Cok.
sih, Ban. Map 2 gua bantai sih, Ban. Kalau ini kalah, Ban. Ban, ayo, Ban, fokus. Anjing. Waduh, TP lagi. Ban, ayo, Ban. Lu udah tau, Ban. Oke, Ban. Chill, Ban. Flash aja, Ban. Kalau nggak yakin, Ban. Nice, Ban. Ada ulti.
Wah, ini gila lagi nih.
Skom.
Ini gila nih. Aduh, Meteor lagi. Ini lagi.
Aduh, Meteor di dalam ini.
Because if not, we're going to map 2 right away.
Aduh.
Meteor again in such a deep position. He pulls out the knives. He cuts him in half.
Nice,
He
Ban.
hits again from heaven. He finds a couple more shots.
Bani udah, Ban.
Shut down by Meteor.
Sabar, ayo, 2G.
2G.
Satu lagi.
From the roots. He comes out of Link.
Nice.
Him down and he managed to do it.
Itu dia, Ban, ya.
Crouch spray.
Anjing, Tamago itu baru Bani.
Tapi Bani mati sama Meteor lagi, Juk, tadi.
Sama Meteor mulu, tapi. Kalau gue digetin langsung maksud lu apa, Bro?
Likes the TP into heaven there on A site, and he's able to kind of catch him off guard. So really good recognition from him.
Sumpah,
Ini
ini
Bani,
pasti personal, cuy.
Bani.
Ini udah pasti
Sumbang
personal.
berapa anjing? HP 27 kill, bangke.
Chef's kiss, Meteor also chef's kiss. A lot of things.
Kayaknya Meteor killnya berapa, Yor? 27 ya?
27.
Kayaknya 12 dari Bani deh.
Meteor, first of all, he's incredibly aggressive. His aim is sharp, but he has that fluidity to put himself.
Bani mati berapa tuh?
It's such a position, especially around.
Kayak 12 Bani deh.
Several times now. Sometimes even swapping over the classic if his Vandal runs to the bullets. Now
Ayo
onto
retake
the
cepat.
C side, 'cause
2G balik 2G. Kalau mau retake 2G. Nah, balik.
Sini ada ulti kan? Ada ulti, ada
Ulti. Stun ulti, nice. Jangan temen juga yang di ulti. Pit, sabar. Gak ada.
Okay. I mean,
Pasti langsung hajar gak sih?
saya nggak dipasang ulti ya? Si ini nggak lu ulti? Si Hage nggak ulti?
Lah bener juga. Wah, harusnya menang nih, Cek. Oh. Lah, wah.
Kok si Hage? Loh.
Kok Hage nggak ulti ya?
It's been blocked off by the Cosmic Divide.
Anjing, sayang
Again,
banget.
comes down to some of these tiny peaks. He does not hear the tap, and that's why he pushes out front. Kind of seeing the barrel too,
Waduh,
and now
off
just
angle lagi
straight
dia.
down onto 2GE. EJ coming
GG,
down, not
Cok.
expecting
Kok
someone
Hage nggak
up close and
ulti ya?
personal. It's gonna be
Makanya gua
GENG.
bingung, si Hage nyimpen
Apa
ulti
dia?
sih?
Apa dia mau masukin setnya dulu baru ulti? Sayang tapi riskan dong.
Malah dia maju pertama lagi. Gila nggak masuk
Iya,
akal, Cok.
dia ngebunuh. Gak apa-apa cuy, gak apa-apa. Ban, tetap fokus ya RRQ. Ayo cuy, map 2, masih ada map 2.
Masih ada map 2 cuy. Santai cuy.
Aman.
Minum dulu cuy, minum air putih. Phantom King.
Wah itu Tenten Cok. Tuh, itu Tenten tuh. Yang kacamata kanan Tenten.
Muke lu.
Iya serius.
Muke dari mana?
Itu Tenten Cok.
But overall,
Kita lihat ya,
it was quite good.
Tenten.
I mean, here with this Cosmic Divide, you know, the way that King reacts to it, he knows it's coming. He throws his lockdown down just enough to cover the front of that site there. And then that allows him to push a little bit of space, and then TS sets him up with that recon dart, gives him the info that somebody's behind Black, and 2GE's the one who clears it. He's able to just hold that crosshair, hold that angle down, and EJ tries his best, but hey, look at Vile, man. He is happy.
Bukan anjing, gue tinju lu.
Like a proud father.
Coba lihat komen di Twitch, Yor.
Thinking about this. Apart
Apa
from
komennya?
GENG doing such a great job, especially in
komennya?
these early rounds.
Kenapa
They carry forward that
komennya?
momentum.
Resist never win. I don't know bro, I am just enjoying
This
chat.
is, while a very different GENG, also a very
Easy,
different
easy.
RRQ. This is not the same RRQ that had the 13.
RRQ busy eating Indomie.
No, I mean,
Scramble
they can't
GG.
blame it. I mean, especially on the defender side, reading that RRQ really likes to lean towards A main. They maybe don't have the protocols in place
let's
to
keep
deal with that aggression that GENG was
ult for next
setting up
game,
in that
makes
area.
sense.
So, yeah, this guy,
Oke, di ini coy.
these fans, they
Too
want
easy for Meteor and
champions
Genji.
here for GENG. Certainly, this
Bani
team,
nggak ada lagi ya?
let's go GENG is
Bani
basically what that
dibajetin ya?
sign says.
RRQ loves to trash talk to, it's part of the game to destroy mental.
Yeah, it's. How do I put this, Quack? This is like
Let's keep-
so refreshing today to see both Zeta and
Cuy,
GENG on such
yang
short
tahu
notice,
Eggman
on
nggak
such short
mungkin
notice,
orang
make
luar nggak sih?
substantial changes
Apa
that are
mungkin
so good
orang
and
luar
so
tahu?
Gak tahu, Cok. Pasti orang Indo, Cok.
Pasti orang Indo, Cok.
nggak mungkin,
Wah,
Cok. Wah,
anjing,
anjing, Cok.
bang.
Nicknya siapa, Cok? Nicknya, Cok. Bangsat.
Rizky Akmal, Vietlar, anjing. Report cuy. Wahabi, mana orang luar tahu Eggman, Cok?
Again,
Emang iya orang luar tahu
like what
Eggman?
Nick mentioned, like what Tasteless mentioned, not so
Tahu,
fun
Jay,
fact.
serius.
This is elimination right now, so we're gonna go for a quick break, and then after this, our desk is gonna break down to
Oh,
just
kenapa
exactly
dikasih
what
tahu,
happened, what's
coy?
going
Kita
on,
punya
and then
superhero,
after that,
Jing.
map 2.
Nanti Marvel kan kasih tahu tuh.
Yo, CPO, jangan, Cok. Jangan sekarang, anjing.
Superhero dari
Lu ngapain?
Indonesia.
Wan, ke CP, Wan. Yor, Mamat, Yor. Kenapa, Mamat? Cak, udah nyobain warnet. Mamat, gue tinju lu ya.
Oh iya di video RRQ The Eggman himself. Kayak jadi ketahuan, coy. Superhero kita dari Indonesia.
Anjing buat dah.
If you talk Gojo Satoru, you will power up.
Gojo.
Wah.
Gue pengen nonton lagi dah, anjing seru bangke. Jujutsu Kaisen. Ya kenapa namanya ada meganya pada
Emang iya cuy, di Twitter habis Bani. Cek di Twitter mana emang?
Mana? Yang mana?
Mana?
Twitter siapa sih?
Twitter siapa?
Twitter siapa, weh?
Bani kecewa gua Ban, kalau lu kalah Ban.
Kok twisten sih? Jangan twisten, Cok. Aduh.
Anjing Meteor gacor banget bangke. Apa sih namanya? Kim Tayo.
Bani lawan Meteor mati 9, Cok. Lawan Meteor anjing.
Ada namanya anjing.
Acuh.
Emang iya.
Wah, gawat cuy. Anjing.
19 anjing. Gimana ya?
Hah?
19 Cok Bani lawan Meteor. Waduh. Ini personal, Cok.
Cok, ada yang pacaran, Cok. What the fuck, Cok?
Di mana? Live lu.
Iya ini.
Mana?
Ini, Cok. GG, Cok. Wah.
Itu siapa?
Nggak tahu, Cok.
Wah, selingkuh kah?
Wah, GG, Cok. Apakah
dia bilang aku pergi dulu ya? Ternyata keciduk kamera. Wah, kameramen berbahagia, cuy. Real tuh, cuy.
Mana sih?
Itu benar. Iya, benar. Buset dah. Meteor kakaknya si Tenten.
Meteor gotta make sure Flips also jobless for next year. Anjay. GG, Cok. Aduh. Ini apaan sih?
Woi. Enggak. Kenapa sekarang yang nyerang tuh Europe sama Asia?
Ah!
Pas minta maaf kan meteornya
What happened? No, check, yeah, careful.
Emang ada momennya, Ci?
Mana, coy? Mana sih?
Apa?
Mana?
Apa?
Itu yang dikata-katain.
Apaan sih dikatain siapa?
Dikatain.
Tolol. Apa sih, anjing? Jelas, Pak.
Gak ada, cuy.
Chat di tweet doang, Bang Cok. Oh, emang iya.
Lihat like Jason. Apaan? Kenapa like Jason?
Oh, Meteor DM Bani.
Mana, di mana, Cok?
DM Bani anjing, ya Twitter Bani lah, mana gue tahu.
Bani. Salah. Twitternya apa sih?
Kenapa?
Flip ya?
Kan dia DM, Yor. Emang lu bisa lihat?
Nggak bisa.
Ya udah, kenapa lu nanya, bangsat?
Oh gitu. Kita lanjut.
Welcome back to VCT LCQ Pacific, and we just finished the
Gua
first
punya
map.
full podcast man lo, Yor. Ntar
Flipping
gua
the
DM lu
script
dah.
completely
Anjing.
for
Bisa ini
all
ya,
of us
bangke.
here
Oh,
in
ini
Pacific
juga
for all the
ada
talents
di
and YouTube
komennya
Twitter,
Bani nih.
because we
Dia
thought,
ngekomen,
you know, this was gonna be
what
RRQ
my
map,
brother
and
or
it absolutely wasn't.
tuh, ini cuy, tuh
Di
what
mana?
my brother. Ini udah jelas ya.
Di mana?
Tuh, brothernya Meteor.
Aduh, kok
Di
begini?
Twitternya Bani, idiot. Di LCQ tuh. Emang Bani tuh
Mana, Cok? Kentot di Twitter Bani. Terus yang mana?
ya lu carilah di komennya, tolol. Tuh baca tuh paling atas. Anjay, jadi si Meteor itu sebenarnya jadi penengahnya, tapi di Tibek, wah makin manas dong, cuy. Itu personal itu, nggak mungkin Cok di hati.
Iya, Cok.
Di hati abangnya
Adiknya
dia.
udah ini ya.
Iya, kecuali adik tiri ya, bukan kandung ya. Pasti kandung, cuy. Ayolah fokus ban, anjing. Map 2 apa sih, cuy?
Duelist, that's how you play controller, that's how you play your Sentinel Sword and so forth.
Lotus.
Absolutely.
Wah, Lotus
You know, I was
gacor
having a
sih,
chat
Bani.
with the Korean casters, and
Kalau
because
rank
I
Lotus
had to go to the
coba
toilet
ya,
for the first
cocokin
5
ya.
rounds, came
Bani
back, it was
kalau
like a 0-5
rank di
or
Lotus
0-4 at that
wangi ya.
point in Genji's favor, and I asked him, you know, with the English barrier, he just said, Genji push, boom boom.
Lotus,
Genji push,
Lotus.
boom boom. Genji push, boom, like, and that
Aduh.
was practically, you know,
14
that confidence. Something happened. We were so worried about the mental, and something clicked, and they just came together, like you guys said, and you know.
LCK main di Korea.
Yeah, Dongjin over from the Korea side we're saying. Now let's talk a bit about these guys. Now, RRQ did have some good ideas on Haven. Round 10, we start to see like RRQ comes together a bit, read them really well. You see EJ waiting there at A site while the rest of the team rotate very quickly on
Wah,
C.
parah Rao,
What
nggak
that means is
mendukung.
it pulls Genji off of A, and at this point, EJ realizes what's going on, calls his team back. So guys, I got it over here. They have no idea that I'm here. They leave Meteor there in the
Emang
city
iya,
just to
Ci,
keep check But he
Lotus
still has
RRQ
no idea. You
busuk.
can see him coming up here behind that flag, misses a really critical op shot here, and this is when EJ takes him down. Rest of the team comes in the site with excellent, like quite easily taking over the rest of the site. And at this point, with the spike going to come down, GENG just walks straight into really great utility usage by RRQ here. You see like half the team get flash. There was a smoke that gives kill as well. So it's we need to see more of that happening. We saw some timeouts happening in the second half by Ewok, with them struggling to basically get that strategy into play to try to push back GENG, but GENG just had a really good momentum there. Now let's talk about round 17. Meteor was definitely popping off. Like you said, the whole team was coming together here, but we got to talk about Meteor.
Yeah, I mean, he had his moments like we saw back here. I mean, this was him just making every shot connect. And, you know, without Meteor being able to deliver it, we talked about this before the round even started. If he can be consistent, he's going to do it.
Positive thinking,
he was totally on top of his play. Really, I think the entire team kind of firing on all cylinders back there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it for Meteor because we've spoken about him also in LAN environments as well. We've spoken about him playing with other players, how he was always kind of like a star player. And as a duelist, it's very easy to get yourself noticed, but he is very flashy. And I kind of like a flashy duelist because they're like, you know, I love the strategy, but if you can see a flashy player every now and then, it's very exciting.
It's just impressive, right? It's like one of those superhuman like moments. Like, wow, how do you do that? I feel like a lot of it needs to be like really instinctive.
Oh, it is. It's game sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now we're talking about King. We're talking about King.
Semua karena OT kemarin. Iya, anjir. Kalau OT kalau nggak ngelakuin kesalahan aja kemarin tuh. Emang penyesalan di terakhir, Cok. Mau gimana lagi?
Fade ada mulu, Cok. Kalau drama biasa lah, Cok.
Analyst buff is what we're going with. Because when we brought him up on the
Let's go, Ban. Gue udah mendukung lu, Cok.
To be too rigid. We don't want him to be, you know, really stuck in his ways. And some of those set plays that GENG has sometimes boxes them in, and they need to play outside the box. Well, King said, okay, what if I do this and drop 16 kills in one half? You know how many players would dream to just drop that in a map, let alone in one half of a map? And the man stood up and goes, yeah, put the crown squarely on top of my head because King is my name and I'm going to live and breathe it. And I am absolutely living for this version of King. He's one of the best players in the world when he's on his game. And today was really one of those. You can look at the aces, you can look at the KDA and you go, wow, that's very impressive. But he did his role whilst also being a fragger.
Kok kayak gitu si David yang nge-call berarti.
I'm very jealous. It's hard to do.
This is one of the best maps I've seen from King, to be totally honest. I'm very used to.
Iya, pendukung Bali nomor 1 bener, Cok. Gua harus dukung, Cok. Emang
more global over here. But
siapa tahu buff ya. Siapa tahu ya.
Spike site, and it's like, okay, well, if he's there, this probably isn't going to go well, and I would just see that pan out. But he was really on fire today.
Oh yeah, this is the GENG that we saw at the beginning of Pacific season, so it's so good to see them like wake up.
Nah, nih kamera saver cuy. Lagi ngomong nih, ayo fokus yuk.
That like mental constipation.
Ewok bilang udah main kayak kita biasa.
The six match loss.
Waduh, Meteor udah.
Is that the mental constipation?
Yeah, that was like a little bit of a block.
Okay, just
remes apa tuh?
Halo Bang Yor, halo.
Like you said, the analyst buff.
Yeah.
Here. I like that Caster Curse analyst buff.
Yes, we're going with the analyst buff. We need more success stories.
We need more powers over here.
We do need more powers. Yes.
Did you see that locker room talk, by the way? On
I missed it. What happened?
With Ewok talking to the rest of our RRQ. It was really interesting. All the other players, their heads are down. They're kind of absorbing whatever information Ewok's giving them. But I do hope we see a better delivery and better execution. That was kind of a disappointment.
Ini kalau ini dia bisa kill gue ya GG, Cok. Ini buff, Cok.
Moments where they were really shining.
It's almost like the Haven they had yesterday was
telur, aku makan telur.
Into this one feeling a little bit too easy on it. But
you know, I felt confident. Yeah, and they're like, we're so good at this.
Gue bisa tuh diwa itu.
Maybe. I don't know.
Humbled.
Not to take away from GENG's excellent gunplay there. I mean, that was just
incredible.
Very good shooting coming from GENG. Now we're gonna go into Lotus for the next map.
Cok mancung banget, Cok. Casternya Cok yang cowok, Cok.
Might have been the start of their downfall actually in the season. The mental constipation.
We have got to find a new term for you.
Working out, sorry. We're gonna move on from that word.
Bisa dibilang better than Boster dah. Siap.
What are we expecting here?
Kemarin aja main 2 game langsung udahan lu ya, lu ya.
Well, look, one thing that was mentioned before about GENG, and I think it's really rung true here, is if they're able to make the games go the way that they're like supposed to go, the way that they planned it out, they look very good and they play very well, and that's exactly what happened in the previous map. So I think if we see a good, strong start from them, I don't see why we wouldn't see a strong closer. If RRQ could start to trip them up a little bit,
Ayo coy, like-nya dulu coy, at least 100 dulu lah.
Explosive play that has brought them so much success.
Ayo Ban, fokus Ban.
A different story.
Fokusnya
I think they will deliver that. And you know why I think that is because they've had very minimal, in fact, no success on this map. So RRQ, whatever they've scrimmed and practiced on this map, has to be pretty damn good.
Nah, nih vibe-nya udah bagus nih.
A large improvement based off of their previous performance.
Bani udah gini-gini lengan bajunya coy.
They're not afraid to go to this map. A mixed bag of
Tadi palanya juga udah mateng, udah berasap.
For RRQ, if there's a map where they're just going to be the most unpredictable, it's probably going to be one where everything else they've tried thus far has not worked. So why not just throw, what is it, the sink at the wall or sink at, what's the saying?
Throw everything, including the kitchen sink.
Thank you, that's the one I'm looking for. That is what RRQ...
Many kitchen sinks this time.
Throwing.
Not throwing, no. That's not what we want.
Hey, but we are seeing a Gecko here.
Excellent.
Loaded.
Sorry, Bang.
GENG is definitely, I mean, they picked this map for a reason. It looks like they prepared something. I really like that. Speaking of kitchen sinks,
dia nggak main normal lagi,
cooking something for Lotus.
And they gotta clean one of those dishes in that kitchen sink. Am I right? Are we doing it or what?
We're committing to this analogy.
It's all coming together.
You know what? I'm glad there's a freezer in my fridge because it's ice cold in the veins for these players.
Right.
It's horrible. Everyone wants us to stop. I can feel it.
Yeah. Oh man, well I fingers crossed here.
Gua mau lihat dulu dadain meteor ketukar nicknya.
You know, even if you're gonna go down, you want to go down with a bang. That was a bit of a kind of a miserable loss there on map 1. But look, you know, it's why we have a best of 3. You are allowed to try to reinvent yourself and come back even stronger.
Yeah, speaking of bang, the big bang and Meteor on the side of GENG. Yeah, maybe he'll bringeth that big bang that you're looking, and not in positives for RRQ, in positive for GENG fan because home crowd. I think they're wanting this to be finished right now.
Yeah, mungkin.
Oh yeah, I definitely like what I'm seeing from GENG, but can RRQ step it up, give us the same performance that they gave us yesterday?
Wake up, Ban.
That
wake up.
remains to be seen. We have double duelists over on the side of RRQ, but we're gonna go over to our casters. They're gonna walk us through this next game. We got Quack and Paper Thin.
Well, thank you very much, Victoria Jesco. Tasteless, I mean, is it going to be GENG throwing everything and the
Meteor
kitchen sink, or is it going to
mukanya.
be close but no cigar, and then we're going to go to a map 3? I mean, talking about this map, right, it's been a while since we've seen it.
Yeah, it has been a long time. I'm really glad you said that. Like the desk is talking about, we haven't seen this map from either of these teams in some time, and it's been since May 19th for GENG when they lost to T1 7-13 on this map. And it hasn't been since April 1st. April Fool's Day was the last time that RRQ played this when they lost.
Mulai
5-13. So I'm really quite curious about this Gecko comp. Very similar to the Pearl comp, right, that we saw from GENG previously in this event.
Aduh, si King mainnya
Cypher
lagi bukan Killjoy.
And that's kind of a key point of interest for me here. Are they going to try some of these trap plays? Are they going to try to do what they did on Haven and be oppressive on their defender side? Because I think once you
Tapi Cypher dia lumayan sih. Jago anjing. Maksudnya kayak ngeselin gitu.
Iya, makanya justru karena dia jago, dia bisa tinggalin side gitu-gitu. Setupnya bagus pasti. Pasti jangan kena trap ini.
And it's TS playing this while King is on the Cypher, so I can feel a little bit of that semblance. Maybe going in for some lurks on the attack, but for now they are defending.
Cuma berisikin rame-rame, cuman nggak dimajuin sampai depan dulu dikit, tahan bentar.
Kayak benar-benar diusir gitu loh. Ini mah kayak gini.
Ketahuan dong.
Si GENG tinggalin Meteor aja dong. Ada kamera.
I mean, they really need to work together to
Tuh
bring
ada
us
trap
to a
tuh.
map 3 because again, single elimination.
Oh, dia udah keluarin flashnya
If you're
cuy.
done, you are done.
You got the paranoia out of Sylvan there off of that trapwire contact, trying to set up King for a pick here through the door, but wisely RRQ backing off of that. Comes that toxic screen, and Sylvan gonna get shut
nice
down
one.
by Blitz.
Cakep Bani.
They're falling
Kebe. Nice.
Quick rotation from
Ada turret sih. Jagain ada 7i dari B, aman.
just trying to
Tahan
start
aling
pushing
aja.
over,
Nah,
get
berdua.
from
Mantap.
lower.
Mantap guys,
Gen G
hancurin
just setting up for a
flashnya.
bit of a retake. Look at Meteor's position on the minimap.
Ayo Ban, santai Ban,
Ketahuan
santai.
satu, jetnya dari belakang, ketahuan tuh Ji tahu.
Taps it open.
Bani
Nice Bani. Mantap cuy. Ini real, Cok. Cok, ini real, Cok.
With all of those pistols
Anjay, cium dulu Cin. Ini real, Cok.
Bani is back coy.
Iya, Cok. Ini real buff anjing.
Pretty tragic. So, yeah, but I mean, again here, just really good diligence from the side of RRQ. Not falling for the trap at the door on the A side, and 2G covering the other door. That turret there to keep Meteor in check, to not allow him to get that free lurk through the middle of B there.
Oke, ambil C
What
dulu.
more do you want? That's a really solid pistol round. And Gen G again, this is my concern here for Gen G with this comp, is this defender side, just like we saw in Pearl, kind of had some struggles.
Jangan kena ikut cuy, jangan kena serif aja. Nice, speed.
That doesn't help.
Mamam lu ya.
Ya. Tapi David yang bunuh kan Bani.
Bani kan di A Kenton. Bangsa.
Iya. Oh ada line up, ambil balik. Turunin smoke Ban. Turunin Ban. Lama bener.
Fast-paced with the way that they're traversing across the map compared to what we saw in Haven. Now taking things a little bit more slow, they take some opening picks and then they rotate back around off of it. They're not fully
Ini orang gede kenapa sih hidungnya anjing?
Away from Gen G. This is just round 2, but you can see some of the strategies coming forth.
Hobi banget kayak Budi hanya pakai inhaler.
Kagak cuy, itu pakai tisu doang anjing.
Iya. Dia emang bisanya dia pengen napas pakai satu.
Like you're running this initiate, like almost a triple initiator comp, right? With the omen, with the paranoia, it's like a pseudo initiator in some respects. So you're kind of like, I don't think able to take advantage of the Gecko utility.
Anjing bagus banget call-nya.
With this comp, but still,
dari A balik.
good for them on Pearl. So, but I mean,
with
the
balik lagi.
Vipers,
Guys,
utility.
ya Allah, itu udah dihancurin guys. Nah, tuh di
sleeping a little bit.
All right, at least he wakes up back at the wheel. It's gonna be that's okay. Back towards top. They managed to get the spike down.
Atau lagi Pit. Sikat.
It's not good to fall asleep in cars, Quack.
No. We don't do that.
Yeah, no.
King coming back through the door now, though.
I love that, Quack. That was it's so funny because it's so visceral.
It's a saying.
I know it is. No. You're absolutely right.
Aduh.
Oh my God!
Aman lah, mati dua, oke lah.
King's definitely awake, but still, I mean, TG is gonna put him down.
Untuk si Age nggak beli apa-apa kan, cuma share doang.
Clean as possible going on in the third round.
Yeah, and again, with this Viper in particular, you have so much map control. The Astra as well gives you a lot of flexibility with your smokes and your utility. Your post plan as well is going to be tricky here. So for Gen G, like on this defender side, what my concern is
bandel on my ping.
It's going to be predicated on some of these set plays to play off the initiator utility. Off of God Dead and TS and then the paranoias from that can happen, but I need to see I think I need to see a little bit more aggression here out of Gen G. Sure, you can use Busy to get a little bit of info here, but again, the counter from RRQ is simple. It's to throw some oh my God, Flips, that is so brilliant.
Oh, nice Bani.
Ini dia, Cok.
Meteor dia
Bani ngebantai nih.
Udah di ini cuy.
Wingman, but still TS was there to trade.
Coming
back into it though, the spike is actually being delivered over onto C. You've got King as well as Sylvan. Paranoia already deployed. Now it comes down to the cyber cage and how well he can land
bareng dong, jangan Eja sendiri.
He's capable.
Nice Jai,
and
aduh
the trades come
lagi.
true, and it's still gonna be Sylvan closing down the door in front of RRQ.
Ya, bubarannya RRQ di lower bracket lagi, jangan dong. Aduh, jangan cuy.
Keeping track of RRQ on that C site, so a good little defensive getaway from King, but this is so smart from Flips. Again, he can use this controller utility so well to dodge this initiator utility potentially if it's set up properly.
King ada jongkok-jongkok, ya ada orang-orang tuh kalau tembak kenapa ya?
GENG catching RRQ off guard. And instead, it's the opposite in this case. It's Flips catching Gen G off guard, so they lose a player.
Bani memakai Odin kah? HG deh.
Able to get in there and get the job done.
Menang nggak sih itu? Enggak ya?
We've been talking about as well. I mean, for Gen G, Sylvan back on the controller.
Nggak ada yang ngepick.
Slowly coming awake as well. The thing about the rest of the Gen G squad that I'm worried about though is how well can you recover? Meteor has
Ini udah bagus sih. kontrol map dulu. Gak bisa diambil balo.
Mereka dapat 2 kontrol loh, A sama C tuh, lihat tuh.
Iya, tinggal
kayak
nentuin
tinggal
doang.
iya.
Oh, dicek. Nah, ketahuan nih, A-nya dikuatin. Cabut, Ban. Nice.
Udah langsung ke C. Lari.
Bareng. C-nya dapat. Nah, cakep nih. Ambil CT. Oke, ajak temen enggak, Jay. Ayo bunuh. Nice. Chill, ada granat.
Oke.
Pillar gone.
Udah ada. Ini harusnya Aronnya RRQ sih 5-3. Misalkan jangan ngepick sendiri ya. Nice, Ban.
Cok ini real cok, gue pasang foto Bani cok.
Ayo Ban, bunuh lagi Ban. Biar dia meteor Ban. Cakep, satu lagi Ban.
Aduh, ente Ban, nggak apa Ban. Udah bagus, dapat 3, 2. Teori Almimir sama Tebatan membak jongkok akurat. Apa sih?
They're reading this comp well. And I think kind of that Pearl reveal from GENG hurting them a little bit. Sort of giving the information over RRQ, right?
I can post plan.
Kind of have an idea of what to expect with this Gecko.
Yeah, I'm on city. I definitely think so.
Plus Pearl is floated, right? So that has to be something you're thinking about as RRQ coming into this match.
Ah, they keep trapping.
They banned it after Lotus was picked, so
dia mainnya trapping terus katanya.
Not too bad, but the other thing that I'm thinking about is just this patience compared to how, I mean, maybe a little bit jittery.
Pandang Sugetsu masih menjadi legend ya, tapi Sugetsu udah busuk sekarang.
Again, backs the question, how does GENG recover? Because for now, I mean, they're getting a little bit antsy. They're trying to go for some of these forward plays.
Di
trapping bener, Cok. Emang Bani, Cok. Udah langsung react.
Okay, we'll go to A.
Udah banyak utility itu. Udah ke aja, tadi trap. Dok dulu, pit.
Nge-trap terus, Cok. Memang, Cok. Crawler. Kelamaan!
And with the Cypher Cam in a really annoying spot.
Oh, anjing sih.
Well, with that, now with
Hagai nggak boleh mati, Hagai. Kunci.
Ini juga nih.
Player rooms now where it's on the site. But the Vipers
mamam lo ya, bengong lo ya, tak udang.
Aduh, Hagai yang mati.
RRQ has an opportunity
Nice.
to maybe go through the broken door. But, you know, why do that when you've got the Vipers pit? So spikes can get planted in. He's trying to make some moves off of that. Goddead going for a pick upstairs, but
jangan mati Ban.
Oh, nice banget Bani, dia mundur jauh loh, bagus loh dia.
Just trying to stay hidden, trying to stay alive. Gets a shot down onto King, and that leaves Meteor in a 1-on-3 retake. Knows that there are players behind, and he also wants to hold on to the Vandal, so probably going for a save.
Has to at this point.
Meteor 0 kill. Meteor 0 kill, cuy. Real cuy.
Not quite there in time, but I think you might have saw him. Might have saw a foot.
Pinged it.
Yeah. Might have saw the foot of the running Meteor. And
now,
now,
2G.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say 2G's like, yeah, bro. Let's
How are
get
you
it.
doing, Meteor?
How's your aim right now, man? You look good on Haven.
That's something about Meteor.
Wow! Kena, Cok.
Ada pisau ya?
Really
Meteor.
Gak ada. Dia pasti mau ngambil op nih.
But now, you know, when he has a quiet game, it's a little bit tougher to come back. 1-5 right now, and he cannot be feeling too great.
Yeah, and this is where I would like to see a timeout here soon from GENG, and a change of pace and a change of ideas. Like these trap plays are being completely avoided, completely dodged by RRQ. So now it's let's try something a little.
Hagai yang nggak bunuh nih sekarang nih, yang no Hagai, Cok.
Oh, dia beli dulu. Nextnya ini deh.
Get Meteor involved.
Nextnya pisau.
And Meteor's taking space, and you've got the Gecko out of back.
Mau ditembusin kan?
Goddead sitting in spawn to let loose with a fault line or something. But yeah, maybe not this round, right? Because it is an eco, but going forward, GENG I think needs to be a little bit more proactive here. Put a little bit more pressure, like we saw in Haven.
Whoa. Well, Jess said that she likes flashy duelists.
Hey, jagain
Pull
weh.
that off again. Gets the first
What the
pick and
fuck?
dashes back.
Kenapa lihat kiri
Not
lagi?
too bad, not too shabby. And the rest of RRQ just
Oh,
trying
nice
to cover
guy.
off it. They find a shot onto
Udah
stairs.
ke beja, Hage tahan aja. Oh nggak alarm buat udah.
Cosmic Divide now up. And it blocks off so much sound. I think Sylvan hears it and he calls for the
Nggak ketahuan.
hit on towards B. Pushing
Nice
off the
guy.
pressure, but they
Harusnya
left
tahu satu lagi.
Mampus.
Cakep.
two more. Zafaro on the
Sikat,
side
Pit.
itself as well. Picks up one more.
Mantap.
Another one to that. RRQ 5 rounds won.
Ini Bang Pierce.
Super
Nih di atas ada nih.
what Gen G was
Lotus.
bringing. Yeah, absolutely.
Nih logonya
Time for a
Genji, berarti
timeout.
Genji
BD
yang
has a
pick
Blade Storm.
Lotus.
King sitting on an Earl Theft.
Dia orang tuh mau trapping cuman gagal mulu trapnya, Jok. Kalian tahu trapping kan? Bukan Cypher pasang trap, kocak.
It is all RRQ all the time.
Definitely. Don't want to have
cannot
a
goaling, bro.
lackluster Genji, not a lackluster Meteor. So hopefully this time
You
out
cannot
solve some of that.
Weh,
Like we
Hagai,
talked
teriak,
about
Gai,
before, I mean,
bukan-
in some of these trap plays,
You cannot goaling
what else can we
bacotin,
do?
Jok.
How do we go for something a little bit different? And Bio's going to discuss some of that right now.
So I'd say there's two options for me for Gen G. One is go for aggressive pushes, kind of again flash and dash, or use the Gecko utility to kind of stagger a push, maybe.
Yeah,
with
mini
Sylvan
games,
leading
benar,
away with some
Dexler.
smokes. But then the other option
Ada
is like
setapannya
retake.
gitu.
Like don't set up these traps, don't waste your initiator utility on trying to catch RRQ out. Play a little bit safe, play a little bit defensively, and then try to use the, basically set up a trap in the counter in the retake. Go for that kind of thing.
Maybe that's what they're setting up for towards the A site. Now, again, it's this toxic screen that Flips consistently puts out that kind
di kursi itu babi lu Andi.
causes a bit of confusion. It is a Korean team, though, so, I mean, we kind of want to see what we saw in Haven with how they were a little more fluid rather than rigid with their structure. Going more aggressive.
Terus timnas nggak tahu. Nice.
Mati,
Itu
Jok.
dia, Ban, ya.
Itu dia, Cok.
Somewhere in Korea right now. On the other side, though, it's going to be the dark cover that kind of allows for Meteor to peek through. He wants
nyelip
to
dia, berani
claim
banget.
revenge for his fallen
Hati-hati
brethren.
nih.
But on the other side,
Waduh,
RRQ
benar
rotating
lagi.
through. They're got found and,
Nice
and they're trying to
guy.
push into C.
Ada lagi, guy.
More again on the lurch. Still so sharp.
Satu lagi,
The
guy.
double kill.
Sikat,
Make
guy.
that-
Oke, guys. Nice, guys. Push terus sampai lobang.
This is off of Bile's time out, and they weren't expecting that wall banging Odin.
No, neither was I. That's a really cool little angle that Flips found with that Odin, and that is absolutely ridiculous.
Come on, that's all he did.
Singing it out. That's not fair, man.
One more.
Like, can you push that? Yeah, and I mean, at this point, they know that, again, like I talked about, Genji probably wants to get aggressive off the back of this timeout, try to recreate what was working on Haven.
What's up?
And RRQ Ewok doing a good job, really good job preparing his team for it.
My goodness.
Lobang apa, Yor? Lobang
Can't feel too good. And
kematian,
now
Cok.
you're thinking, do we want to go for early round aggression? They're trying to
Aduh, kena
win,
stun
and
lagi.
this time it works.
Karet banget.
Odin's
Itu kadang najis banget loh dia punya
Now we only
bocil
gotta
itu.
worry about C site.
Ya
Showstopper
Allah, Ejay.
unfortunately whiffs and hits the pillar, but Meteor is down to 5 HP,
Astagfirullahaladzim.
still alive, still online.
Tembok
lands a
gak ada
shot
salah
on
di
DJ.
ulti, Cok.
Lockdown in place, and they are forced to respect it.
But now you have the rolling thunder
Tembok
to
di
set up
ulti
for
hancur
this
kayak lu
retake.
pikir main
Get a
gunbon
neural
anjing.
theft and get deep enough into the site as well. On the back of this, God dead, flash and go. Xvero.
Nah, AJ gimana nih?
No.
It's just gonna be the Guardian.
Mau ditembak anjing.
He was forced to still watch down the sights, but
winnable ini,
unfortunately, it's
Cok.
not quite gonna go his way.
Oke, nice.
Either, look at this. Just
Oh,
sprint
nice.
through the Nebula. 2 kills, make that
Aduh, kenapa?
Oke, nice. Oke, bisa.
Ada pull.
Backs up on towards Maud.
Chill,
And look
chill,
at the
ada
star
pull.
placement. All he needs
Kecepetan,
is just play this
Jing.
calculated.
Gue
Sylvan
bingung
going
loh
up
sama
with the-
orang
Oh!
yang baru
It's a
di tag
right
langsung
swing. A
di
Ferrari peak
pull.
of ever. And 2G caught
Dihitung
unexpected.
dulu 1,
So well thought
2,
out there by Sylvan.
baru tarik
Knowing
Jing.
that
Jangan
time was
buru-buru.
not on his
Ngerti nih orang nih.
side. Taps and immediately starts
Back to
pushing
prime,
space,
Kak, AJ.
knowing the gravity well was coming. Well
AJ
thought
is
out,
back,
able to recover the op. So even though that retake did not go the way that GENG probably drew it
Enggak,
up.
itu pullnya kecepatan baru di-tap langsung di-pull. Sayang padahal bisa ngebuang waktu 2 detik lah.
That dizzy as well. The neural theft comes in, but still 2GE, man, able to just start spraying through this narrow angle. All of the GENG.
Pokoknya total diffuse itu 7 detik.
Enggak, gua bingung dah. Udah di itu kenapa dia mau ngelawan gitu ya? Ngumpet aja,
Harusnya
Cok.
ngumpet kan?
Iya.
Harusnya itu kalau dari awal sampai setengah tuh 4 detik. Dari setengah ke ini 3 detik. Jadi masih ada ngebuang waktu by item 2 detik lumayan lah. 2 detik, 3 detik.
We learned our lesson. Fool me once.
Aduh, ngeri banget cuy. Tai cuy.
Oh
nice.
Oh nice stress. Wah, Bani udah jadi pembunuh meteor, Jok. Di map ini. Hancurin trap dulu, oke. Ulti apa tuh? Wih, dia udah ulti, sikat aja Jeng ya. Sikat. Awas trap ya.
Gak ada cuma satu terus ini. Halo.
Ban. Di Free Fire sama Bani, tapi takut kalah posisi sih Bani.
Mundur dong biar jalan dong. Enggak ya, udah mati ya QJ ya, tolol anjing.
Udah mati. Ayo Ban, jaga terus Ban.
Nice Ban.
Mantap Ban. Mantap ya Jai. Aduh ada granat tadi. Saving sih masih nah.
Susah anjing, ada Odin juga.
Without the timing on their side and an operator that they're wanting to hold on to, they're going to fall back.
Yeah, they need to play for the extra 2 rounds here. The economy is just too bad for GENG, so these guns have to be saved to try to turn this into potentially a 7-5. But you know, I think 8-4 is a little more likely in terms of if they're able to turn this half around. We've already invested a timeout, so GENG's kind of left up to TS, who's
ada granat kagak dipakai dah heran. Apanya sih? Oh.
Tadi posisinya
rada susah juga, takut dikejar gitu kan.
He's gonna trust that this attacker side is gonna be like what we saw in Pearl, that it'll be good, it'll be strong, that they're ready for it. Instead, he wants to try to squeeze out as much as he can out of this defender side, knowing that it's the weaker side.
Udah 2 kali timeout ya dia ya?
Gotta make it count though. You only got like about 60 seconds to discuss this through. Dad comes in, are you winning, son? You're definitely not. But I mean, like,
that's my job to ask people that. All right, I'm the old man here. I ask people if they're winning, son.
Well, 7-2.
I don't have to ask you that, Quack. I know you're winning.
Iya minimal lah, minimal maksimal 3 digit lah.
That's the nicest thing I've said to anyone ever. Just ask Kilios. I don't say nice
things. Kenapa mati mas Spek emang iya cuy? Atau lagi tos-tosan kali atau ngelak kali?
I'm a completely different person on air than I am behind the scenes.
Look, right now, what's nice
tutup
is
muka langsung.
Some timeouts, some trying to intervene and fix certain things for GENG. But on RRQ side, again, that Odin is so impressive. Meteor still has an operator. How do you work your way around it? Are we gonna go in for some quick peeks outside of A?
Cok, ini yang bener-bener telur nih. Telur ini, Cok.
He's been doing a pretty good job at
Ini
anchoring
gokil, Cok, gua kasih tahu ya.
Anjir, dia kontrol A sekarang. Gak mau dari kiri anjir. Karena ada Odin.
Just a quick prowler along with satchels into the B side instead.
Oke, nice granat. Kejepit.
Gila, langsung keluar semua lah udah itu.
Is that a judge I see?
Udah nih. David udah enak itu posisinya. Mau buta juga.
Allah,
kenapa nge-jinx, Cok? Bangsat.
Cok, itu udah paling gimana caranya Jazz bisa kalah anjing.
Enggak tahu, Cok, dia tetap mati, Cok.
Flips with the Odin, just locks out the top bumper.
Mungkin Cok, tapi
Meteor
ini suara diri sih.
Yang penting menang round ya.
Operator, so rotating back, it's
good. Kemarin HP-nya serem ya sama pro player. Iya betul, Bang Tri.
That's not good. That's not good after that timeout. To lose that round, to lose the op, to lose the economic advantage, or not advantage, but economic stability that you had. And it's a good paranoia there from Sylvan, but EJ just holding an angle, able to just spray that door. Kind of expecting him, and right away 2GE.
Mantap, Yor, mantap cuy.
Si Bani menang round, babi lu Bani.
So we can shut it down if we get ahead of it. And oh, please.
Gak cuy, ini udah mantap cuy.
It can't.
Nah, TS surely.
Surely not. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Gak berani nge-pick ya.
Well, look how much space you get off this.
Exactly. It's a lot of noise. You got the toxic screen. The rest of the team gets to push up front. But what's the rest of GENG?
Minimal like 3 digit yor. Ya, jangan lupa like adik-adik. Tahu gratis juga tapi like tinggal pencet. Bangsat.
Like difference from what we saw in Haven with this.
Wah, 2GE di epak nih.
Maybe get a kill, maybe
Oh,
not.
he's gonna get pinched.
Di able nih 2GE.
Bisa ngapa-ngapain itu
He's
jadi
gonna
ini.
have to be careful.
Aduh,
Able to
dapat
get
satu
one and
doang.
then got
Oke
dead.
sih.
Sniped him down with a marshal from behind.
Oh,
Nice.
mantap, mantap, mantap. Dapetin CT ya, dapetin CT ya.
Ketahuan gak sih flank ada 2 lah. Minimal maksimal.
Well, and GENG certainly going to make a go of this. Only a couple rounds left in the half. They could somehow turn this round
Cok,
around.
jangan kayak gitu, Cok. Aduh, kenapa yang ini lihat ini kentot? Jelek banget posisinya dah.
Kind of bail EJ out if this doesn't go well.
Ah.
It doesn't matter.
They're just watching every possible angle because they know this is
jangan mati. Nice.
And having that double setup as well, one in front, the other watching from the back. EJ gets to do a lot of the work, and he picks up those wins for RRQ. We're at a 9-2 right now. We were talking 8-4. This could go at 10-2 actually.
Oh yeah. I mean, GENG just can't find answers, no matter what they try. I mean, they've definitely tried to vary it. They've definitely given different looks to RRQ, but RRQ.
Mantap coy, bantai balik coy.
And again, it's a compositional difference here that really I want to highlight the fans at home that is making a big difference here. In this situation.
No.
Of course, the triple operator. This is just RRQ things, man.
Okay.
They love this stuff.
APAC things. Pacific things.
But then they've got the guns.
Pacific things gak anjing? Dikira Odin Pacific things kocak, Cok. Babi ini komentator.
We kind of saw a little bit of it at Ascension Pacific. We're seeing it here. And I mean, if you got the money, just, you know, make it rain.
Oh, dia sengaja bikin kayak dia udah rotate di C nih karena C-nya mati.
Tapi terlalu cepet gak sih cancelnya?
They didn't quite fully dig into the piggy bank, but
Tahu.
chilling. I mean, they don't need to push out. They can wait GENG out, try to force out some utility. Meteor with the Blade Storm.
Blade Stormnya bisa nahan spasi lagi gitu.
Oh,
anjing bisa guys.
But he gets the shot off the EJ anyway. Okay, Meteor starting to wake up a little bit, but down to 26 HP and Flips is just making sure that he's gonna be pushed.
Aduh, satu-satu ya absen. Yuk. Xvero hadir.
Like how many operators do you guys have now? Meteor just loading up.
Jadi ini dia coy. Jadi dosen.
30 seconds left on RQ.
Daily mission. Apaan tuh?
They were bought behind it. I figured they were, but wasn't 100% sure.
10-2 lah, 10-2.
Sliding in.
Cok, jangan 93, Cok. Aduh, ngeri-ngeri sedap, Cok.
Iya, ngeri.
Wah, anjing apaan tuh?
Anjing dia malah keluar loh. Keluarin tuh wingman-nya. Nah,
makan tuh nasi pakai siomay, Cok. Ya gue nonton di ruang tamu ada nyokap pas bilang kan, mana ada gue ngomong kocak. Kemarin karir adek lu gue kelarin karirnya, sekarang giliran lu telur.
The changes, the mental reset as well. You know, it's really interesting. I heard a couple of very fascinating things when I went to use the restroom during the break.
Nice, plan kata David.
Really good for GENG was what I was seeing.
Saya teman.
Really well coordinated. The energy was good. There wasn't a lot of sort of complaining and some of the things that frankly plagued
Ini
them.
baru Lotusnya RRQ coy, gacor.
I bumped into him and I
Pusing lu.
you know,
10-2
shrugged my
cuy.
shoulders. I'm like, oh man, you know, that map didn't go your way. He's like, yeah, it's fine, reset. Like there was no hesitation. Like he was not down about it at all. He wasn't beating himself up. He just said, nah, man, we're gonna reset. We're fine.
100%.
Yeah, it's a great attitude to have.
We heard about that before from champions like Buzz, that you really just got to start the new map on a clean slate, and 2GE is one of those guys that's definitely done so. I mean, the presence that he has with this Astra, yes, it's a lot of backline support, placing down stars, but when you watch how Lotus in this first half was played out, I mean, first of all, a bit of that second.
Harus sambil makan sukro, iya cuy. Real. Ini emang
ada kuciman gitu.
Ini gokil, Cok. Ini, Cok.
Yeah. You're reading my mind again. I mean, it's those two things.
Makan basreng lu dah.
He's been so good.
Ini basreng makaroni ngehe enak banget ya.
For Emin.
Emang iya?
today in
banget.
particular. Just absolutely
Kriuk,
brilliant on
enak
this
banget.
Astra.
Demi
So
apapun.
impactful.
Gue harus
The
coba.
timing with his utility has been brilliant, but what's even more brilliant is just
Kevin
his
ke Surabaya dia,
awareness.
ada event kan? Sama Raya.
Scoreboard, but I gotta say, I mean, Flips and EJ, along with some of these impactful frags, that own it. Will we see it again in the second half? I mean,
if we get there.
If
Anybody ever gets enough money.
First of all, 10
Basreng, bakso goreng, kocak, yang basah paling kering gimana?
That's it.
Oh yeah, then it's GG go next, go to Ascent, and then I'm telling you what though.
Welcome to membership, Andy.
I think we're
coy.
in for another banger. I think we're in for another OT banger, my friend. Oh god, like the desk was talking about, it's like 50-50 for both of these teams on that map, and
khususnya enak.
I don't think it'll be a
Di
40
makeroningnya enak anjing. Waduh, ketahuan lagi gua.
Izzy and Dash in.
Gila mundurnya bagus banget.
Iya, tapi yang basrengnya
again, this should be the better
cuma
side
kriuk
of the
doang.
map.
Waduh.
For
Pit. Waduh, balik badan.
Well, Elmimore able to get his one.
Itu si David udah teriak tuh tadi.
Coming through alive on this first pistol take. Feeling the pressure, GENG turns the dial up.
Nice.
Bani!
Flips now coming through.
Gila kan, Bani bunuh dia mulu kan?
I think that's something that maybe RRQ aren't expecting.
Nice, Bani!
Wingman.
Nice, Jay!
Aduh.
TS flicks upwards. We're down to the one-on-one. Paint shells refreshed though, and it's
Nice.
EJ.
Bantai balik
Spots
coy.
it out of the nebula, instant flick.
That paint shells just ended GENG's
Dilihat TikTok ntar ya.
this round. Or winning this map, I mean. The round and the map, both.
I mean, they gotta force this.
Yes. 100% they're forcing here. I already see a bulldog.
Ini dia cok bantai-bantai.
It's a good start. Meteor, great awareness for that corner. But that paint shells, I think there's maybe a gravity well or something in there.
Net elbow ban.
But something to weaken them up.
Looks like it.
Lagian udah dapet malah di apa?
That's the combo, right? With the raise. The Astra and
Udah dapat malah di ini lagi.
Right. An RRQ that had a 0%
Ditinggal.
Lotus win rate. Now coming back in this fashion. Just to extend their lives in this lower bracket of LCQ.
Iya, udah enak.
Something that we don't
Kan
mind at
awalnya di
all.
binus tuh.
GENG on the other hand with their force. It's TS and Meteor on the Bulldog. Looking
Ior
for
nggak ada
any
fokus.
kind
Kenapa
of opening.
Haris? Ior.
Gonna make another go here, at least initially. No pressure on any other side of the map, so once contact is made, RRQ can kind of reinforce it, and yeah, the Poison Cloud
Anjing
just
kombonya.
sends GENG packing. They do not want to be walking through any of that Viper utility if they can help it, you know, with the damage that's going to be coming
Cacat
out of
anjir.
those other guns. Out of the Bulldogs and those Vandals.
Masa sih nggak
Ketahuan.
mungkin tahu.
Down to EJ on the A side.
Ija jangan jatuh ya, itu vandalnya.
Could potentially use to block them off for a second. Meteor
Ya
updrafting
Allah.
up though, and it's gonna bypass
Nice
so much.
bait.
Zafiro comes in with a Bulldog of his own.
Nice bait.
And bursts them down. 3 already deleted.
Aduh.
And then Goddead comes in for the trade. Everyone's arrived on the
Hey,
scene,
GG.
however, and with the Spectre,
Satu
he's
lagi,
gonna
Loban,
dig
ban,
them
ban,
up,
Loban.
cover them full of holes.
Nice.
Nice, buddy!
Be not expecting the angle upwards. Flips, puts the team at match point.
Okie dokie, well, I think we can confidently say that we
Oke,
know where this
tiga,
map
coy.
is heading. Unless we have the most epic comeback in VCT Pacific history
Odin
in front
langsung
of
dia.
us. Which, I mean, I'm about it if it happens, but it's not the most likely thing. So yeah, there's that Odin. We got to it. Okay! Because the money's been so good. The rounds have been good enough here for
Those 2
RRQ.
kills. Flips getting the last 2. But I mean, just thinking about it, this is what we kind of talked about. When GENG has a great start, they are amazing. However, with such a rocky performance now, they're struggling to come back, and 12-2.
Anjir,
You got
Jurong
nothing
bisa
left in the
balik.
bank, nothing left. Your pockets are emptied. You got TS on a Bulldog, maybe Goddead on a Guardian. And once more, just RRQ not giving them any openings. Oh,
Oh no.
oh. Ooh, oh, wallbang.
Oh, najis.
Poison Cloud.
Wallbangnya najis
Meteor
banget,
taking
sumpah.
aim.
Oh, gila, coy!
Meteor still not finding the back, though. And he comes in with the blades. He's not backing down. Zafiro
Nggak mungkin
just
nggak sih?
comes in through from
Nggak mungkin
Waterfall,
lah,
though.
darah
Now
26.
this is the last
3 lawan
guy
1.
left alive. Look at how they're stacked up onto each other.
Nice.
Around the door.
Map 3 cuy.
And you will revolve around the planets because RRQ
Itu dia baru bani ya.
for a spin. They closed this map, was it 13-2?
Cok, ini real, Cok. Ini real, Cok.
It's just phenomenal stuff here from RRQ and playing this comp to perfection against GENG's comp.
Real banget gak sih? Gue punya foto, cuy.
How the gecko was going to be played. And it's just, again, not only do you have the smokes and the other things to kind of help protect you from this high initiator, these flashes and these other things that are coming out of GENG's comp, but also you have stall here on the defender side with the Fade utility, with the Astra utility. So you can, you know, if there is the push from the initiators, if that Dizzy comes out, if those flashes or the fault line come out from Goddead, you can respond with the gravity well, you can respond with the seeds. All these things in place to then delay yourself time and again to just essentially nullify GENG's most crucial utility.
You're right, there's just so much synergy with EJ and his paint shells along with these two controllers, and you know, Zafiro as the initiator as well. It works amazingly. LB more on the lurk as well is another thing that was a thorn in the sides of GENG. So although looking at the score chart right now, Meteor was topping the kills at 14 and 267 ACS for First Blood. But the rest of his team, that Gecko, who was so silent.
Yeah, it just wasn't impactful, and we never even really got to the attacker side where, again, we saw it be impactful for them on Pearl, but here on Lotus, just the defender side was too weak. But that's okay.
Chamber.
Still confident.
He's a chamber, dude.
Yeah, that guy is... He had a good day today. I mean, if he was watching the first match.
RRQ selalu di hati, anjay.
A lot to cheer about. I'm seeing RRQ flags out in the audience here today. A lot of signs. So the support is crazy. I love it when the RRQ fans come because they're so.
Wah, ini pasti ininya nih, GG cuy.
Every time they're here, it's just a treat.
I mean, you have to be right in a. An
Emang
arena
iya Andi
full
itu
of
artinya
GENG
babi
fans,
kan
like
ya.
kind of what Jess was talking about. This is what they do, and it really inspires. It really hypes up the spirit of the RRQ players. The thing is, though, this map too. Yes, it is a 13-2. But RRQ also lost their following maps against Zeta Division yesterday. They're gonna need a lot more energy going into map 3.
Yeah, and hopefully there's some things that RRQ was able to learn from yesterday. Some, you know, micro mistakes, like communication things potentially that they're able to very quickly identify and address, and maybe get themselves over the line this time around on Ascent. But I mean, my gut tells me here that this is going to be a long one.
I kind of feel it too. I mean, just, yeah, I feel it. I mean, with the way that these teams play this map, I mean, first of all, the composition's kind of been optimized for the longest time now. Just perhaps with 2GE going with maybe slightly different controllers or slightly different styles.
Think about the stakes.
Exactly.
You lose this map and you're done for the year.
That's why they're going to come at this full force. So we're going to give teams some time to prep up, and some time for us too, while the desk comes back in after this break with their analysis. Don't go away. We will be back after this.
Spiked out. It's not good to capable. Then the trades come through, and it's still going to be Silk.
Jess said that she likes Splash and Duelist, and he as well picks up one more aggressive with some of these plays. But oh my, they're gotten found, and they're trying to push it to C. LB more again on the lurk, still so sharp. A double kill, make that a little watch down the sights, but unfortunately it's not quite going to go his way. Just spraying lurk. LB more gets straight in, Emma back. He's going to have to be careful, down the marshal from behind. The rest of the play, we know this is potentially where they look at it. Now watching the play, as well as Waterfall. But are you ready for an EJ who's straight?
Dia ni lag dulu lah, dia ni ikut cok.
Oh my god, and then the pink one-on-one. Pink just refreshed though, and you're updrafting up though. And it's gonna bypass so much. Zafiro comes in with a bulldog of his own, and he's just full of holes. King, but Meteor still not finding the back though. And how they're stacked up onto each other. Oh, around the...
Tadi map 3 apa cok? Aduh, Ashen lagi. Astagfirullahaladzim.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Ya Allah. Nadar Ashen kah? Emang RRQ asennya jelas. Lah itu ke comeback kemarin. Oh iya, di Jogja belum ada bahasa. Kemarin kalah. Ya harusnya ditonton sama RRQ sih. Asennya apa Genji?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Apa nih Tachikoa? Semenit coy. Wah, Caca digangguin Lamka ya? Emang Lamka nggak wajar. Om satu itu Cok. Iya kabur itu.
Hello, it is VCT, last chance qualifier, and both of these teams are just not letting us be right about any of our analysis. GENG did not win that map that they picked, which was Lotus. RRQ ended up completely flipping that around, stomping their Gecko into the ground. Damn.
Whoa.
That was a real brutal
like
way of putting it.
Poet and you weren't even aware of it. Wow.
Oh, I just, woo, words.
I mean, look, it's kind of funny, right? Because you would expect the first map to kind of look like what the next map would look like, right? Like, and instead we have complete and total polar opposite results here. We have GENG dominating in game one, and we go, oh, wow, I guess, you know, we were all kind of wrong about where they were at. And then RRQ suddenly completely flips it on its head. This is an insane series. I think it's impossible now to call who's going to win this here as we go into game 3.
It's funny because this screen is actually a mirror image of how GENG looked on map 1. And they were on the left side of the screen. So if you're looking at this and you're like, whoa, like the first kills especially, that was a lot of their win condition for GENG in map number 1. Now RRQ was like, oh, I like that. How about I make that my win condition because it works so well for you in map number 1. How about we just push you aggressively, take that space, take your, take Meteor off the map. A lot of the time that was the person that was really stopping them from entering in map number 1. This is almost a mirror image of how it was in map number 1. So I'm really interested that RRQ is able to flip it in their favor.
Asen lagi.
Yeah, that's right.
Kenapa Asen mulu dah?
Stepped up. We were remarking about this in the green room. Elmi Moore and 2G just, really stepping up to that plate there, stopping GENG often in their tracks. And you were talking about this too, Jess. You wanted to see more like strategic plays come out of them and not just like a full-on, S in the FPS. So, I think I don't know how Ascent's gonna go because Ascent they both lost yesterday.
This time they both lose. We've never seen it before.
Victoria's trying to put sense to the madness. I know. And you said to me before, you're like, oh, it's not whimsy, it's controlled chaos. And I'm like, yeah, where's the controlled? Where's the control part of this
They need controlled whimsy is what they need.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment,
Cok,
you
sama
all
Pudi
been
marah-marah,
talking
Cok.
about it. Obviously, there's some big body language happening there
Yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
that map, and I would
He's
be
like, my
too.
cousin's this tall. I don't know what he's trying to tell him. What was that?
Pretty sure he's not saying that, but if he is, hey, look, no judgment at all. You know, you need a little bit of happiness and fun before the game, but I'd be pretty serious. If I'm in there, GENG, my map pick, and you want
Weh, Haris,
number
lu
one so
dukung
convincingly, you come
Genji,
into that,
kenapa
you get
tulisannya
absolutely
geng
demolished.
G?
And by using the same medicine that you were using in map number 1, taste of your own medicine.
Aduh,
is not
ini
good.
lagi
So
gua
for
apa sih
GENG,
namanya?
I'd be really
Sariawan,
upset if I
anjing.
was them.
Yeah. In fact,
Okay,
let's
yeah.
have a closer look at some of these plays in round 2. Tasteless 2GE, you know, continues to pop off, getting that spike down, and we see a lot of good team play come together here.
I mean, it was really an incredible thing to see the fact that they were able to string together the number of victories that they did. We thought, you know, for a little bit, okay, we're going to have to figure out if we can even get a GENG highlight in here. But, you know, in the
Nih dia tol banget sih. Si TS nih jago nggak sih sebenarnya? Kayak cocok gitu dari kemarin dah.
Pulling through with that
Dari
round
tadi.
win. And again, I'm just
Dari
stunned
tadi
that we
doang,
have
kemarin-kemarin
such
jago
polar
dia.
opposite scores here.
Yeah.
It's not just that it's like a back and forth, it's like black and white on either side.
You know what's interesting about this is that the way I watch clips like that, a good clip by the way,
Yang begitu
the way I
nggak
watch
tahu.
clips like that, I'm like, this weirds me out because Haven is their best map by far, right? And so I'm like, okay, you looked a bit
Gua
lost
cuma
there. Looks
tahu
like you'd been there for the
yang
first time
tengah.
ever. You get on
Siapa
this
yang
map,
tengah?
a map you've never won. You've lost it
Si
every
Vic,
time
namanya
you've tried
Victoria.
and attempted to go there, and you look like you know exactly where every single one of your
Itu
opponents is
ketemu
coming
di
from.
Turki.
I'm confused. Did you scrim it a lot? Are there secrets unbeknownst to us here? The stats are lying, I guess. We just throw away the papers. We don't
Cok,
do
ini nggak ada
stats
INDOPRIDE,
anymore.
Cok. Ada aja yang
Says
dukung
no,
GENG,
so
Cok.
I guess we just do with whatever they put on our screen
Siapa?
now.
Ini
Yeah, that seems
boleh.
like it's gonna be how it goes. But we're gonna continue on with this. RRQ had some really great executes.
Oh yeah.
And it's exactly what you were calling for in this. And
Yes.
yeah, so let's go into round
Sikat
15
palanya.
with a great example. In fact, how they ended it.
I mean, I really want to talk about the utility usage because, again, it felt like they understood this map fundamentally. And I think for the side of GENG, I think that took them off guard. I think a lot of what was thrown at them is one of those things you're like, okay, is this what we were expecting? We were expecting more, you know, run and gun. And when we didn't get that, I really like their C hits. I like the way that they prep for it. I like the way that they coordinate for it. And I like the way that the utility is primed and ready for it. The way that they come in and whatnot. And on the reverse of it, I think RRQ is able to be able to plan with the KJ really
Nomor sama
well.
siapa aja bang? Sama Kacau doang?
I just wouldn't push him. At the end of the day, I would say, where's the KJ set up? Cool, we don't go there. From now on, we decide not go there. It's a 3-site map. Why don't we
Itu kok ada
just go
suara
to
apa
the
lagi tuh?
Oh, I think
Suara
GENG
caster.
really were thrown off by how well RRQ knew this map. How could you have known they knew this map? No analyst in the world could have looked at any of these numbers and thought that they knew the map as well as they played it. So it's a big shout out to RRQ and probably a big shout out to their coaches.
I really want to go back and look at that clip of the pep talk we saw when we had the cameras in the room because, again, RRQ, all the players' heads are down. They're listening very deeply to what Coach Ewok is saying, and man, it worked. They came out and they really killed it. So I don't know what to expect in these next games, this next game, excuse me, but maybe RRQ can keep the streak going.
Yeah. But we have to talk about a key player. It's got to be 2GE, and you know, we're talking about this backstage. We're just really happy to see him like rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're not a fixed player in a roster as well. Like, I don't know what it's like. Like, you know, 6-man rosters, 7-man rosters have only really come into fruition in the last couple of years, properly in FPS. You know, before that it was like, yeah, we'll just keep 5-man and that's how we run things. Now that you
Gila
sub
juga
these
ya.
players in and out a lot, especially in
Mengerikan
the
gini,
APAC
cuy.
region, it must be a lot of pressure.
Kenapa
because
nanya
when you get
nama
subbed in, you're
apart
like,
gua
I'm
sih?
subbed in for this map. This
Siapa?
is my purpose. This is my role.
Gak tahu
I
dari
have to
tadi
achieve
nanya
something
alamat,
here, or achieve
nanya
you
ini.
did, and on a role where you're not expected to
Ngapain,
perform
Cok?
as well as you do, both in a fragging and utility capacity, did both.
Buat apa?
Yeah, you make a good point. You know, when you have a team that's
Kuret
going to be
lagi
bigger than
terbang
5,
dia
right?
katanya.
It's always a little uncomfortable when you do
Ke
get
Surabaya.
called in because it's a lot of pressure, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, clearly the team can already function without you, but to see
Yeah.
him come in like this and play as well as he did,
Ayo dong,
that's
mulai
really
dong.
exciting, and it shows a lot of promise there for RRQ.
Definitely, and we're gonna see if he continues on, you know, on the stage going into.
Mau
round
dikirimin
3,
mobil
as
boleh.
I believe he will remain in.
Oh.
And Ascent is sort of an interesting one. We saw a really long series yesterday for RRQ and Zeta. This is when we saw that crazy back and forth when both teams went full into overtime. The longest in the Pacific League anyway. You saw this sort of like checkered scoreboard where neither could win defense for the longest time, and then they ended eventually losing that out. I don't know if there's some kind of exhaustion there, but on the other side, GENG also
on the
had
clock
a really
with the body dance.
good loss against Team Secret on that very same map.
Bang Gil mana wah?
It's really
Nggak ada
balanced
fokus dia.
between them. Like I threw a couple of sheets away. Luckily, one of them wasn't the one that has all the
Sariawan
numbers.
tuh pakai apa ya guys ya?
Oh God, where's the one? No, I
Olahraga menang
kept it here,
bacotin
I didn't
Twitternya
show it,
Meteor.
but looking at the numbers, like I've almost
Kenapa
never had
kenapa
an
lu
Excel
jadi
sheet where numbers are this
provokator,
balanced on both
Cok?
teams on a map. Even down to the attacking and defensive win rate, completely balanced. And on a map like a
Meteor jadi penengah, kenapa lu bacotin dia anjing?
Lose their attacking half, that's okay. They
Cok
got
ayo
defense
Cok
there.
map
No.
3 Cok
No, we
mulai.
need to be watching both halves of this map because both of these teams have proven that that's how they win on Ascent, which is unusual.
Jangan kayak bocil, Cok.
It's a map
Lu
that's
kayak
been
gitu tuh
around
sambil ngadu
forever. We've
bocil
seen a lot of
anjing.
games for both these teams on this. I think it really could go either way. I hope we don't have like another 13-2.
Yeah, that would
I
be
would like
sad,
to have
yeah.
a real back and forth
Yeah.
here. Again, it is so odd to have two games back-to-back that are completely one-sided, but the other team wins the next time around. So, again, when you have results that have been this chaotic and this weird, I think it's really impossible to predict what's going to happen.
Mbak Siwa baca
But
Twitter yang
fingers
ngimajin
crossed we
Valorant
have a
damai.
longer, more dramatic match.
This is it, guys. This is gonna be
Kandistatin apaan, Cak?
Kemarin kan kalah si Genji
It looks
lawan
like it
Secret
is.
I was
Ascent.
gonna say, nothing could be more balanced than a mirror composition, mirrored attack defense win rate, mirrored overall map win rate. I mean, at this point, you could toss a coin and maybe you were right.
It's going to be a matter of who wore it better.
Who's got the better Sova
Yes.
Odin?
That's right.
Kandistatin.
It's going to be a
Bagus
Sova
ya?
Odinov here.
Berarti Mbak nih
I'm so
gantiin
excited.
Jepang, apa yang di
Again,
attack
a
macam
lot
mana
at stake,
kayak,
though,
Cok,
here.
orang
It
mereka
looks
udah
like
bayar-bayaan.
you're out of the tournament.
Whoa, stop saying that they're just
No, the floor
eliminated
opens
from
up,
the
all the players fall into a pit. It's crazy. You guys didn't know about that? They
I
didn't tell
didn't
you?
know. What?
Balas
Wow.
dendam tuh nggak bagus,
Oh my
Cok.
goodness. All right, well,
Itu memicu
whether they're
pertengkaran.
eliminated or they're tossed into a shark pit below them, I think for all of
Bani
these
sore
players,
terus
pressure
Baninya.
on their shoulders.
Yeah, the stakes are really high right now, but it's good to see RRQ still has some smiles on
Ayo
their
coy,
faces.
final
GENG
game
must
do
be
or
feeling the pressure
die,
as well,
last
but, you know,
map,
everyone's
BO1
looking good.
sikat
This is
ya.
it. You know what? Enjoy
Mas-bet pun.
your moments on the stage. And map 3 of this best of 3, we're gonna go over to our casters, Quack and Paper Thin.
Bagus-bagus aja. Dulu tuh bagus Abotil,
Very
cuman
much
katanya nggak
Victoria,
bagus.
Disco, and
Buat apa
tasteless.
gitu?
I mean, yes, maybe they're gonna fall into a pit, but I mean, it is a game. The main thing is
Bantalan
this
Jepang
is
juga
now
nggak
their
kerasa,
last
Cok.
live
Cuma
throughout the
balik-balik
entire
gambar.
VCT
Apaan
circuit,
sih?
and that's what they're fighting for.
IG-nya.
Yeah,
Victoria,
it's not
Victoria
like you're
Cheng.
Jesse Bass on Fracture, right? You're not going to fall into the pit. So hey, this is just a really close, intense map, I think. I don't know, but that's my suspicion with these two teams, with their caliber of play, with their age of comps, everything's all square, and with their tournament lives on the line. This is it.
Nah, mulai
It is
cuy, mulai cuy.
win or you are done for the year for these two teams.
Ini
So tons of pressure, and I can
CT
tell you
dulu
both
kan,
these
harusnya
teams
bisa
have
lah
a
ini.
lot of experience in these high pressure
Dapetin poin
scenarios where
sebanyak-banyaknya.
they're in situations where it's a
Mental
win and
bikin
done.
rusak,
Whether it
rusakin
be our
mental.
two guys on the Boom Esports
Mukanya
team
rusakin
or
sekalian.
GENG guys on
Nah,
Team
fokus ya, fokus ya, fokus ya.
GS on Slayers, etc. You know, TNL. So, look, none of these players are strangers to these kind of situations. I think
Kayak
this should
ring aja
be a
posisinya.
very, very great map of Ascent.
Adalah rambut, ada jet.
And have fun too. I mean, that's important.
No
Come
fun
on.
allowed.
It's still a game. Frag out. That's what we want to see. I mean, talking about Meteor and how flashy he gets sometimes, but yesterday's performance, it was a really quiet one coming out from GodDead, and that was one of the factors why Team Secret was
Anjing,
able to push
udah ada smoke
forward
aja tuh.
instead of GENG.
Smoke
Meanwhile,
apaan
for
tuh?
RRQ, I mean,
Emang
that
selalu gitu dia
overtime,
smoke-nya.
they still have it left in the tank.
Wah,
EJ's
jadi
now
airball.
watching the off angle, but he's hit by a
airball.
Oh,
different
nice.
set of utilities
Aduh.
and flushed out into
Aduh.
an open position where
Gua
King picks
pikir
him
dia
up
bisa
hard.
kabur,
The rest
anjing.
of the team now just trying to anchor down the site, flips out from defender spawn, hiding
cross
inside of
terus
this
ya.
dark cover. They might not expect him, but 2GE now coming out from market, trying to fire off some shots. Ooh, gets
Aduh.
leg instead. Flips, pushing out.
Ini
of dark cover,
tempatnya-
gonna get picked up.
tempatnya-
On his, you know, that little
David,
bit of
anjing.
not
David di situ,
much,
anjing.
not
Iya,
too much, so it's all up to 2GE at 20 HP. Swaps over to a Ghost. And of course, he's thinking about how these players could be positioned. Use that cover for a little bit of
okay,
an
it's okay,
extension,
it's okay.
but Sylvan And Omen versus Omen, he knows it all too well.
Yeah, it's just a great crunch play here from GENG. It all starts off the back of that paranoia from Sylvan. Catch EJ off balance.
Betul bukannya udah nggak boleh. Iya memang
One of
dulu
the things I'm
bagus
really
langsung
liking from
kering.
GENG when they're succeeding here, whether it be on Haven or here on Ascent, is that Meteor's willing to eat some of this utility from his teammates to set them up, to gain space, and then he'll take a breach stun. He'll take here in the paranoia to make sure that they get the kill, and he'll get himself in position then to follow up once that stun status or blind status falls off of him. So I really like the way that GENG plays selflessly sometimes here, particularly Meteor.
Yeah, throwing themselves at the site, but right now, I mean, look at the rifles that they're buying up, Paper Thin. We don't see this too often. Most times you might want to go for utility. It's Guardians, it's Bulldogs. They're just waiting for RRQ to push out. Sylvan catching a bit of back. The rest of the team pushing into B. Oh, but Severo, he sees it all.
It's not spotted.
Calls it clear now. Pushes.
Oh, nice banget anjing.
Gebukin dulu ini omennya. Gebukin. Aduh, jangan satu-satu, cowok, gebukin.
Nice Bunny. Winnable, dapat 2 bulldog, cowok.
Iya, 3 lawan 3 masih bisa menang ini.
Lo kok nggak diambil bulldognya?
Jatuh ke belakang ya? Ah, 2 side tuh, satu lagi yang nggak ketahuan. Aduh,
trying to catch whatever damage.
Ya, di flash temen anjing.
Given the armor that some of these
Itu palanya.
Aduh. Still on the fence, spins around, God dead.
Jatuh, Jok.
Bani bunuh, jatuh ke belakang, Jing, bulldognya.
GENG manages to stabilize.
What a spin from Meteor there. Goodness, I'd love to see that from his perspective, because he was not looking anywhere near that alley. Meteor, so good today overall. Nice shot.
Tuh, kan Bani yang ngajak kan? Kill ini dulu kita.
Great reaction from Meteor. Takes X-Pharaoh down.
Kill ini dulu kita.
Potentially disaster there for GENG, but they're able to
Aduh,
stabilize.
cepat ada lagi.
Ya tapi dia menjauh, santai.
Now an overflash, trying to set up Meteor here for a push. The dueling
Buset dah.
0 points.
0 point ada.
Nice banget.
Takes Meteor down. And this is something that we saw yesterday
Recon
against
ada boros banget anjir Genji ini.
around dice, maybe a bit of jump spotting, going for some shots, and then repositions with the shrouded step towards the back of Hell.
Recon flash 0 point anjay.
I mean, using a fragment is something that they can do. Perhaps King with the nanoswarms. But it's always tough because you're always thinking about who else could be positioned around this A site. Flips with a fragment. He's already thrown it, but now just watching from
nice
around.
dodge run.
By God did.
Udah ngedodge loh.
One way to avoid the Odin going burr is to not go to B. Now, smoke gonna come down. 2G gonna be under a ton of pressure here momentarily.
Ya ampun, EJ-nya mati.
Very different.
Cok masa iya Cok menang bonus mereka.
Difficult for RRQ. 2 players left. The Odin being pulled out. King just a little bit quicker. The lurk coming in effective. Down to Elmi Moore, and he's just deserted, dropping down, not quite able to do all too much. It's the bonus win for GENG.
On the attacker side. The attacker side bonus. This is devastating for RRQ. I mean, this is a map that I would have expected that. Yes. This is just shocking. I mean, Sylvan here just so nasty once he gets that Vandal into his hands. God dead setting him up for this, and you can hear him. Sylvan immediately is like, nice, let's go. God dead holding the line. That Guardian pick, all it took was that 1 kill, and that swings the round because Sylvan gets that Vandal.
And that's something that's a little bit weird coming out from RRQ. I mean, you could see, especially from Sylvan's POV in the
Busuk
final
bener
moment,
dah.
each
Kawan
peeking out
3 ya.
one by one. It's not quite as controlled or coordinated for RRQ compared to what we saw yesterday. But right now, GENG just dipping their toes in the water again, getting a feel for things, and then
Ayo buru 2 aja Pit, ayo Pit. Dapit, ayo Pit. Dapit.
Waduh, drone lagi, masih maju loh.
Nice Pit, lumayan lah. Guys, santai guys, timing ini, aduh, kena moli ya.
Still gotta be careful. I mean, it's just a sheriff. We've seen how sharp he can be before, but so far a little bit
Nice!
of a pop flash. 2G with the paranoia too.
Aduh, woi bunuh tuh Sylvan-nya.
Oh, doan dua.
Dapat senjata ya? Bisa nih.
Able to retrieve a phantom.
Ya Allah.
Just hops up on top of lane and takes them down 2 for 2.
Ngantuk gini gue jadi cuy.
I mean,
Ngeliat
Meteor
ini.
is that sometimes he could be that guy. He could be that extinction level event to live up to his name, to just shut rounds down. Just unbelievable flips there. Nice job pushing through some utility.
Aduh, nggak usah ganti ya, coy ya.
Apa?
Enggak, dia pakai itu juga sih. Stinger.
Not allowing anyone to break through, and now that GENG faithful, the GENG staff getting fired up.
We need to see more of that still. I mean, Meteor.
Ayo Ejay, AWP-mu Ejay.
Whenever he has a good day, he compounds it forward. So it's up to RRQ to really.
Gila berani banget sih tes ini anjing.
It's not been good. Right now they're just switching up positions, playing so far back towards the site.
And they're giving up mid control here, trying to lure them either into short or towards the Killjoy utility to maybe soften them up, let Xpharaoh and Elmi more, try to cut them down in a crossfire. But immediately, 2G's gonna get backed off.
Ngambil dua dia. Emen sama Bimen.
Wah, bisa dimain-mainin dong.
Enggak, ini dia mau TP nih. Omenin Oh enggak ya.
But with EJ on this op, I mean, just trying to watch some of these sidelines. If GENG just bypasses it all the way from defender spawn, cutting that noise,
gangguin A, galau sih
RRQ
rotasinya.
might not be able to expect anything. So it's very crucial that they go in silent
Ngebokong
but
lagi
deadly
si
with the way that
King.
they approach the A site.
Yeah, and it's gonna be crucial to make sure that EJ's op can't do any damage. That dark cover
30 seconds
coming through.
0 point out.
Aduh.
Now the
Aduh.
Mampus Meteor
to the
anjing.
other side, but look at
Ya,
this
udah
movement.
susah,
They
Cok.
know where he is and they're just shutting him down.
Aduh, Ejay
Sylvan now
AWP-nya
decides on towards heaven.
investasi bodong, Jing.
King on that lurk coming
Ini
up
dapat
huge,
dua
cutting off
lagi.
the rotations from RRQ.
Oh man, and that has got the RRQ fans fired up here in the studio at the
Pusing coy,
Sunrock
kalau ini coy,
Coliseum.
nyender dulu coy.
King going for yet another kill here, gonna try to dual flips and he's gonna win
Kalah
it.
gini coy, dibantai coy.
TS can even get there. Unbelievable, a 5-0 start here on the attacker side on Ascent for GENG. They are
nggak
just
bunuh lagi.
dismantling RRQ.
And we're talking about it,
Nah,
right?
time out dulu, aman ya.
Itu janji nobarnya di binus ya, Yor.
Cannot have
Mana gue
this
tahu
happen.
anjing.
Coach Ewok has to be a little bit
Sumpah nih orang tenang banget dah mainnya gila.
Round 6 with the timeout.
Si King nih.
It's been such a swingy affair here today between these two teams. I mean, just one absolute blowout on, the first map for one team. The other team comes back, blows them out on the next. And here so far,
Tarik
GENG
napas
is
dulu deh gue, capek.
just
Bener coy.
absolutely obliterated. I mean, EJ's 0-5 right
Napas
now.
dulu coy,
Defending,
30 detik nih, sampai mulai lagi
a
game.
defending Jet, you've got to find more impact. I mean, you just have to. It's just like
Fokus ya, kasih semangat dulu ya
Jets on
coy.
this map are doing most of their damage on the defender side. They're putting up those big numbers, and a lot of time it's because they're getting into that op. Being
Fokus,
that
fokus.
point of attack, that point of retake, to shut things
Ente
down.
kayaknya cok, jangan dong.
Literally
Tetap
nothing
dukung
going
dong.
RRQ's way so far, and a lot of GENG fans, a lot of signs
Kasih semangat deh cuy.
supporting them.
Cuy lemes gini cuy, kenapa ya cuy?
Iya anjing gue jadi lemes gini.
Of course, because that's where Champions is. Champions. Valor Champions 2023
Aduh,
in Los
goes to
Angeles.
LA lagi lah. Harusnya Los Angeles.
Cok,
LA
gua
banyak.
lemes gini cuy, gua matiin dulu deh cuy, bentar cuy.
EJ,
LA banyak.
Mukanya Bani cuy.
Peeking
Siapa
outside
tahu.
of certain areas like A main, yes, A short, sometimes out from mid bottom. But today hasn't been able to find that impact yet, perhaps because of such the rocky start.
Look how far back RRQ is playing. They're worried about the null command because they don't want to have to not be able
Dia
to hunt
kontrol
positions
map
if there's
terus
fast
jir
lead.
mainnya
A
si
lot of
Genji.
times teams when they have that null
Jadi
command,
nggak ada
they just
rotasi
slam into me
si
because it's really hard to dodge
RRQ-nya.
the radius.
Nah, RRQ harus main kayak dia anjing kalau mau ini nge-push 3.
Sometimes that just gives up so
Belum
much
pakai
more space,
utility
so
lagi
much
ini.
more room for GENG to roam
Recon
around
doang
with.
baru si TS.
Good thing is that 2G is
Ini kalau ke
inside of
B,
line right now,
untungnya
though.
ke A. Kalau ke
And
B
if
itu
he
nggak bisa
places up
nge-smoke anjing
another
si
dark cover, just deep
2GE
enough,
kejauhan.
they'll be forced to check him.
Tetep aja nih sebenarnya sendiri-sendiri anjing.
Aduh.
Ketahuan denger udah.
Ya Allah.
Paranoia gets sent out, but unfortunately he's not able to connect any of those shots. GENG relatively still healthy, and now the lockdown in place. Got players on top of heaven though.
Dia sendiri juga.
Finds the first frag.
Pantek aja.
On the other side.
Gak mau diem anjing aja.
They gotta rotate here. I mean, I know there's not a lot of time, but
they're just pressing it anyway.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for it. This is gonna be really difficult.
They're waiting out the utility for Blitz, actually. Now the Paranoia gets sent through, and with a cloud burst, EJ tries to hold it back, but
apaan sih EJ dah? Kiri kanan.
The firing squad just shots through.
Gak mau diem,
They're just better. I mean, they're just more accurate. It's everything. They can try to stop this is RRQ. They've got the right read. They've got the right pieces right places. Like you were saying, just a little bit of patience here from the side of GENG. And a little bit of a step out there to gain just enough space, but they double peek out there, and both Sylvan and King are not fooled in the slightest.
Right, it's again force of numbers. And speaking of numbers, paper thin, 6-0. This is amazing for GENG. Meteor wants to push forward with this, and he wants to keep up that momentum. He wants more blood. Picks up the first. Now Tailwind at the ready. Maybe going in for that door push. He spotted.
Kecek lagi.
Nice bit.
With the stinger now coming through.
Anjing dia buta loh, tai.
Aiban.
Nice Bunny.
With the sheriff.
Oke, 3-1.
Just in time.
Lawannya agak dead ya, aman ya.
Nice. Nice Bunny, nice Bun.
Ini nih round-round yang kayak gini nih.
Mood booster.
A thrifty win. It's a nice reset here for RRQ. And now they've got a lot of big ults available. They've got that lockdown. They've got that Hunter's Fury. And this is just
Locks, minus 100.
Kind of one by one here, finding the timings. Finding the angles, and still in high spirits is RRQ. You can hear there in the comments that they certainly are very much in this. They know they can come back. This is not done by any stretch of the imagination. And hey, their attacker side was really good in overtime.
Sure.
We know that.
I don't mind this. I mean, at this juncture, you just want to keep spirits alive. And RRQ changing things up. This time we've got Elmi more towards the A site. With this utility set up, surely GENG hears this.
Aduh, ngeri banget ini, anjing. Ayo dong, bunuh dong.
Jay. Sikat Jay. Aduh, Allahu Akbar. Masya Allah.
Takes down EJ, and then now pushes up front. Xfero wants to
nice.
Be able to get it.
Nice banget, Pit.
There's that lurk gone. You don't have to worry about it too
Masuk
much
nih kandang macan nih.
Comes down to how to GE as well as Elmi more anchor down this A
udah
site.
Bener itu udah tinggalin.
And the ping's already coming down as soon as that trade came through on the King. They know.
Udah pasti A.
Meteor able to get ahead of it, but
7 di situ mulu dah.
Tai.
Posisinya jelek banget, Jing.
Zafero now the only one
Molly kayu kayak gitu lagi sekarang. Atas bawah kena.
At least we're buying time with the Hunter's Fury.
Aduh, tai.
Aiban. Ya Allah, mati sama Meteor. Tapi untung mati loh TS-nya.
He's in for the 1-on-2 situation. It's not going to be easy, but the pings are not too bad. He heard that tailwind.
Ada Recon.
Now knows. How do I clear hell? He could be a main. How do I clear generator?
Naik ke atas nggak sih?
So much to think about.
Naik ke atas. Pit.
Has refreshed, so we're going to use that for a little bit of cover. Not quite able to find the wall bang, though. He's running out of time. He just goes in for the hop, but got dead. Pulls him down regardless.
I mean, this is just a classic GENG
Aduh, Iko lagi dong.
You know, the recon dart in a perfect spot to keep Elmi more completely off balance. Meteor able to get up on the generator, get ahead of that Paranoia, and step down, finish the job. Big win here on the edge for King. Been absolutely nuts today. Yep, the fragment as well from Goddead, perfectly placed. I mean, that's just...
Dia bisa pas lagi UR-nya si Meteor.
That is how you do it. That's how you draw it up. That's how they want those executes to go. And RRQ knew it was coming. I saw the pings. They were aware, and they still can't stop it.
Yeah, the anchor in that moment got completely displaced by GENG's utility as well as firepower.
Aduh, gue udah lemes banget cuy.
Paranoia really throws him in for a loop, and Meteor on top of that generator, man.
Ayo dong,
Now it's gonna be
OP-nya
EJ with the
bunuh.
operator, and
Jangan
he's
jadi
coming back in towards middle, but
CEO ya.
with this pressure, with this scoreline, he's being
CEO
very careful about it.
GE.
And in all of this time, GENG, they're moving
Iya
around
tuh
the
GE
map.
mainnya
Look at Sylvan.
di situ-situ terus, Jing bawa health terus.
Yeah, and they're trying to show a different look here, Quack, with King's
Ah,
utility
hancurin lagi Bani
far forward,
anjing
but
dah.
the team leaning this direction. They left Sylvan
Smoke bawa
on
soek
the A
lagi.
side to watch for
Ada
lurks this
bolongan.
time. But the information should be pretty good here for RRQ, especially with that knife not connecting, and now with this
Aduh,
execute.
kebel
Definitely,
lagi
you know,
cok.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice recon pit, nice recon pit. Nice recon pit.
Down onto Meteor.
Chill, chill, chill. Masih ada backside 2, backside 2 jangan maju. Udah nahan aja.
TS
Backside 2, belum masuk side, belum ada plan. Nanti dia malah rotate ke CT, cok. Jai! Mati ku tinju lu, Jai ya.
Aduh.
Comes down to how GENG throws through, but they're out of
Nggak nih mereka juga bingung sih mau kemana anjing.
Iya, Jing kontot. Ah, Bimen satu.
Now they gotta pinch in.
Tahan, bertahan, backside bertahan.
Nice.
But here comes two
Nice.
They've got this angle.
Nice banget anjing. Nice.
Let's go RRQ.
Kalau tembakan gacok udah diem. Ini menang nih.
Going down
Tapi.
here, GENG is left to try to scramble and come up with a plan B, and it's just not quite there. You know, TS being stuck at the switch also means that if that lockdown comes through, he's not in a position where he can Hunter's Fury. So they're trying to figure out how they could break this open. Eventually, they just try to run at it, to run at boats, and 2GE was having none of it. And that was a huge round for him, a huge round for RRQ. That's only 2. And at best, they can only make this a 7-5 in this half.
Still, you want to get whatever you can
Ayo, hajar terus midnya, nggak apa-apa selagi berhasil. Nggak ada turret, Wih, nggak ada turret, Harusnya komit ini. No turret. Nah, udah. Ayo ke A ini.
Bani udah dapat B-nya sih.
Iya, ini udah pasti. Aduh, kena lagi. Aduh, HG kena attack lagi.
Wih, ngapain, guys? Ngapain?
Belum kelar, guys. Aduh. Jadi kena di
I get the idea. I think just trying to get a kill before he gets taken out.
Kirain udah kelar.
It's alright. Didn't work out.
Nice. Tuh tolol anjing juga satu.
Aduh, flash najis nih.
Nice.
God dead, banyakin tuh sumbat ya. Mata lu aja sumbat.
Nice.
Anjing.
Ayo, S.
Apa
yang penting menang Rone.
Nice. Ah, udah mulai pusing,
Good
Jok.
patience, good awareness here from RRQ, able to wait out these big ultimates from GENG. Kind of what we saw previously after their timeout, where they played back. They kind of were expecting these big hits. Yeah, Elmi Moore's on site, and he's in a little bit of an odd spot, but that's okay. You know, it's still everybody else is doing their job. They're expecting Meteor to push up into heaven here, and you know they're fully aware that those Jets have been having some success getting up into heaven and you know ruining some rounds for the defenders side in the Pacific LCQ. So good awareness, and RRQ starting to get a little momentum, starting to get a little bit of steam. You know, now they just shut out a couple big ultimates, so who knows? Maybe they can make this a 7-5.
And if it would be a 7-5, it's not too bad. Again, you talked about their attacking side, Paper Thin, and yesterday that was a sight to behold against Zeta Division in that crazy 40-round overtime. But still, there are a lot of GENG fans in this stadium right now, and they're all rooting for that one chance for GENG to make it through to the last chance qualifier. But right now, this timeout being called, I mean, clearly there are some things that need to be fixed with this attacking push because RRQ's defense, they're switching around positions so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I mean, it's really been a great half for GENG no matter what.
Yor, jimat telurnya kok hilang? Iya tadi 6-0 berapa kosong, Sok. Makanya gue hilangin, Sok. Malah menang anjing.
Flash. Yuk butain yuk flashnya yuk. Yang bener Ban flashnya.
Got flips on the operator now. It's gonna be the tiles crunch. Oh no, TS just tucked away in the corner. EJ not expecting it. Flips now just trying to watch some of this, and he's
Bani nggak lihat lagi ada drone.
All drone, not quite. But this is big information for GENG. Got the numbers too.
Nah, kebuang
Meteor out
3.
with the knives.
Ada ini cok tapi cok.
Dia beli anjing.
Bukan beli kan itu drop tadi kan.
Elmi Morin.
Mati kan sih itu.
Sitting on their
Iya nggak sih?
ults, kind of
Oh iya.
waiting
VJ.
each other out.
CJ-nya mati.
Apa dia beli ya?
With that lockdown.
Ya, EJ mati kayak.
Combo. Flips. Now we're gonna slide over towards tree with that op. Meanwhile, GENG spreading the map, trying to get info, trying to piece together exactly what this defense looks like before they make their hit. Maybe a little bit of a fake coming towards.
Wah, nggak ketahuan ini. Orang di wine.
First thing, and now you can hear
Ya
that Killjoy
Allah.
utility. Sylvan
Kok nggak bisa
just left
ketahuan?
undetected.
Si Bani kan tadi chat ya cok.
Enggak itu orang
Iya, kayak si HG-nya main di ini soalnya, main di short nggak liatin.
Si Bani ngapain anjing?
Shuts them back.
Ya nggak tahu lah.
There's the lockdown, but King's just all the way on the other side of B, and he's like, this is open.
Tuh 3 lawan 4
The Dark
cok.
just
Ayo
came up,
Pit,
so
Pit,
they're
bunuh
able to
Pit.
clear mid. Xpharaoh in a duel, and
Wah
GS
anjing dia
wins.
bisa ngeceknya kayak gitu nggak
Any bit of movement, but 2G
anjing.
fires back. Still though, they're at a slight disadvantage. The timing is good for GENG, and the door being shut as well.
Hancurin, tunggu smoke 3 detik, 2
Might have
detik,
one
smoke
dark
di main.
cover propped back up, but other than that, Elmimore's
smoke
got
back
nothing
set.
left. So this comes down to just pure gunplay. Meanwhile, Goddess got 1 flashpoint left. Meteor with the blades too.
Oh, B-main mau dicek aja ya.
Oh, look at how they're holding this.
So challenging for RRQ, man.
Can't wallbang. King is in an unorthodox spot. And then got that just up around the boxes, watching lane. Ooh!
Aduh, najis
Instant
banget aku sih.
contact. And then King just forcing 2GE to kneel.
Gini cuy.
Iya,
It's a
jadi
great
lemes
scramble
lagi.
play from GENG. Again, some of those things we're looking for in their gameplay that they can improve on. And this round,
Mata deh. Jangan
Sylvan
tuh
here
ke
gonna find this
Iya,
pick
cuy.
onto the op, and then him and Goddead are gonna try to make a go of the A site to see if they can break that open. But so much
Dia bisa
utility is still
mirip
there. They
kayak
can
gitu
spot,
loh.
they can get the kill
Yang
onto
jelas
Sylvan.
tai.
But then immediately, there's no hesitation. They turn tail. Even before the lockdown
Buset,
is coming
lagi
in,
lancang
they're
kanan
already
kah?
out. They're done with that A site.
And that was the whole
Oh,
game plan.
PBB anjir.
I mean, off at the
Apa
timeout,
namanya?
Lancang kanan.
They're trying to pull off some of these tendencies from RRQ from the Haven map, where as long as we make a little bit of noise, RRQ might toss in a bit of utility to stall.
Woi,
and
titipan
through that, they
nih.
punish
Jangan
them. Flips with
jangan
that
aduh
fragment
busuk
of
Aduh,
mati.
busuk banget.
Right now, EJ
Nonton lagi bikin lemas sampai biji anjing. Iya cuk. Bang Ahmad, bener. Thank you Bang Ahmad. Lemes
Titipan
banget.
mati lagi si titipan.
There's no other way to describe that. That is taking a big gamble with that operator to not have any cover.
Not ready
To
yet.
just hope that you can completely confuse GENG there. And it doesn't pay off. Good diligence from Sylvan. Kind of maybe expecting that given that space, they might try something like that.
Sabar, sabar.
just going in for some
Ah.
swings. They're trading
Kejar!
information. RRQ wanting to
Di
put
kiri,
on the
bareng.
pressure.
Anjing masih
Allah
bunuh nggak?
Here just prepared. Angles being watched from the shadows,
Mantap, Ban.
back aside. Flips just trying to play around it, but
Aduh,
Meteor instantly
tetap
here
aja
for
cuma
the
dapat
trade.
1.
2GE, what do you have left in the tank? It's the last round of the first half. It's
Wah,
got
mati
4
sama
players
TS.
working
Mati sama
against it.
TS.
Could have been an ace clutch, but TS out from behind. GENG.
Kok
jadi
IJ
nggak
nggak dengar
Player
omongan
around the
loncat
map
box?
like it's a toy.
Itu ada caranya biar lu nggak kedengeran.
Just an
Iya,
absolutely
silent
stellar
jam itu.
attacking side for GENG. Nothing
Emang
else to say about it.
risky
Anticipating
dia.
the pressure on both sides of the map. TS even just lurking through to find the final kill, making sure that 2GE has no chance of any kind of
Benar, Wak.
hope
Perlu gua
getting
nih
that
kayaknya.
clutch. It's
Aduh,
concerning
menang
for
pistol
RRQ,
dong,
man.
menang
I
pistol dong.
thought,
Aduh, mata udah mau
this will be
merencok.
close. We'll see. Maybe their attacker side is also just good. Look, that
Tapi,
happens
temenin.
sometimes, where it's just one of those days. The makeup
Buang
of these two
sampah dulu,
teams,
ya.
where their attacker side are just both really, really good. So, but Meteor, he is, I mean, on these maps, Haven in Ascent has been absolutely so impactful.
I mean, that's the thing. You're talking about the attacker side and the strong start coming out from some of these teams. And for GENG, it always happens at the back of Meteor. I mean, when he pops off, when he gets his momentum to go in onto sites and have his way with it, remember how he updrafted and dashed onto the top of Generator on A. He gets to do so much, drops down into position right behind enemy lines, and players like 2GE or Elmimore, sometimes they just don't expect it. Meanwhile, on the other hand, for RRQ, EJ hasn't really had his time yet.
At least year dah
Something's
IGR-nya.
happened with the operator. Elmi
Sikat
more as
lah.
well on some anchoring moments, but they keep on getting shut down. They keep getting forced to disperse away, and it just hurts.
Iya sama T1 bisa ke mana T1?
Back and forth all over the map.
I'm not
Yang
sure.
tim
I
itu cuma
understand
RRQ,
the
yes.
being lotion thing. I'm not actually sure if there's a word for that in Korean that I'm not thinking of.
Bang, menurut lo RRQ kurang apa bang? Nggak tahu bang. Bingung juga. HG bunuh 1.
There must be some
Kurang ada IOR.
totally unaware.
Lemes cuy.
Ya cok, ngantuk gua sumpah jujur gua ngantuk gua kayak gini kayak lemes gitu loh. Kayak nggak ada tenaga untuk mensupport coy.
HG bunuhnya 1-1-1-1 anjing.
Onto the second half, if you
Udah
cannot win
lihat
this
pohon aja
pistol,
tuh God anjing.
your VCT
Nyari tisu tuh
life
kayaknya di
hangs in the balance.
Alright.
aduh. Oh, dicek midnya. Untung aja nggak jadi mid. Kok ah. Udah gas.
This is an A hit, especially with all their control over mid.
Feeling gua retake cepat dah ini.
Gotta play for retake here. Do what damage you can with this utility.
Hancurin. Buset dah.
Everyone else following through.
Ada flash omen ya? Oh, beli flash lagi dia. Smoke dari Heaven 4 nih.
Something happen here potentially, but there's no
Smoke
lurks,
amen.
no flanks. This is just gonna have to be a solid execute.
Deketin. Yes. Nice.
Playing around the other
Nice.
side of Heaven. Blitz.
Oh, nice banget.
Ring at the right moment. Able to catch one.
Cok, kok
Then
dia
everyone else continues to push out from the other side. Goddamn, he's managed to
Kok dia
break
bisa
in.
tiba-tiba
Now
nembak
one
si
on two
Bani
to
sih?
Bill. Can your flag?
Emang ada recon?
Time it well.
Nggak ada.
Able to catch out
Chill.
the king.
Ada recon?
Then throwing out the
Chill,
recon.
Pit.
Oh my god.
Nice Pit, udah naik Pit.
Back out to
Nice,
our center. Now
Pit.
there's only one Spartan
Lawan lu
who can
God
beat
tuh
God
sumbat
knows this.
hidungnya satu lagi pakai
Good with
tisu
the
ya Pit ya.
classic support. And he's good for it.
Dia juga setengah
again.
HP sih.
Well, when you need him most, Goddead coming up huge here. for
Kena
Genji.
recon ya si Bani ya, kok tiba-tiba ditembak sih?
Nggak tahu
Genji
sih.
today on the pistols. Very,
Apa
very
ada
strong.
Bani bikin suara ya?
Nggak mungkin, Cok.
Good anticipation
Tuh.
of this position of flips.
Tuh, tiba-tiba
That fragment does enough
ditembak, Ji.
damage, and then Goddead
Oh,
just
Bani
like,
bunuh
"Hey, you guys
duluan,
deal with
anjir."
that. I'm getting into sight. And then he takes it
Bunuh
to
duluan
half
ya,
as
Bani
well.
ya?
Iya.
A little bit more, I think,
Tapi
mental
nge-damage
comfort,
dulu, Bani ngebunuh duluan, tapi dia Bani ditembak duluan, ngerti gak sih? Ya.
got himself in a good
Makanya.
position.
Makanya dibalas
He's gonna be able to get the defuse, so-
tembak, tapi Bani untungnya
Solid
dapet.
stuff there from
Kenapa dia
Goddead.
tiba-tiba
Everything you could want.
Duh, Rasbe
out of
lagi.
that KO in that spot,
Rasbe
right? The
force
perfect
buy dah
fragment,
ini.
a flash drive
Pilihan
to set up
terakhir,
for the
Cok.
entry,
Gak ada yang
and then
kena
the win
lagi.
with the classic.
IJ!
Ya Allah, astagfirullahaladzim.
Astagfirullah.
Ya Allah.
I mean, with such a lead, Genji a
Nanti
lot
gua kasih
more.
tahu deh cara updraft dash yang bener deh.
Meanwhile, for RRQ,
Kok kayak gini ceritanya coy?
slight fumbles
Back to
and now
prime kah?
the utility being set up
Waduh,
against
off angle
them.
Aaron.
Clemson 2G
Nice.
trying to brute force their way through.
Deketin,
Now,
bantuin.
against
Nice,
this
GG.
Genji
Bantuin,
wants to
sampain.
strike back, but without the timing,
Dia masih
without
nunggu
the
dia
timing,
masih nunggu.
it's not meant to be. Goddead
GG,
Cosplay
Cok.
ini kah?
Aduh, jangan, Cok.
Cosplay
Spike
apa?
down.
Titipan kah? Cosplay titipan? Cover please.
Dashes into his cloud burst. What?
Nice!
Nice.
RRQ responding
Masih ada harapan, Jay.
thankfully in
Masih
the
bisa,
right
Jay.
moment, and with this
Menang.
force buy,
Walaupun nggak menang pisau, yang penting menang force-nya.
Yeah, the force by able to
Menang
come through
ini
here
bonus. Wah,
for
kalau bonus
RRQ
menang
and
GG,
Genji.
Cok. Let's
I
go.
don't think they're fooled by it necessarily. Just
Allah
that
Akbar, bisa updraft dash
attempt
mengsong
at the
gitu
entry
coy.
by EJ. The spot here so good.
Anjing
by
enak
TS.
banget tuh orang nembak-nembak.
But that flash,
Naskaratin.
middle of all that, that's
Lah,
wild.
Lohi mana?
And Meteor trying to break crosshairs, but able to recover is RRQ. So okay,
Iya anjir EJ.
take that pistol right
Juga
back
ya.
essentially.
see the IC
Sikat, Jay.
but regardless, now RRQ
Ya, ngapain lu kocak?
for full gas, full speed
Nice,
ahead.
Jay.
EJ takes out Sylvan,
Ayo pakai drone aja biar rapi dong.
trying to suss out
Nah,
some information
chill.
where the Genji
Santai.
could be folding.
Tutup pintu. Awas ada yang nakal.
Goddead.
Ah,
He knew. That shorty
mantap.
almost paid
Nice
off.
speed. Where Heaven?
All good, but
Anjir.
Allahu Akbar Bani.
Bisa kayak gitu
Bener,
nggak?
Kena lagi sama meteor
Dylan,
cok.
though, not quite able to survive. Down to
Aduh
the last
pusing
two.
pala gua anjing.
Trying to flip the table.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Lagi-lagi loh, abangnya
Goddead here
Tenten
looking
loh.
for some kind of drop down, but really he's only got a chance against EJ, and even then that's wishful thinking for sure. So maybe just
Si Agil baru nyala lampunya.
Oh, dia ini.
Mati lampu. Enggak, dia bilang mati lampu, Cok. Udah nyala apa dia baru bangun terus mati lampu, nggak ngerti dah. Baru balas dia.
GG, Cok.
Lima. Masih bisa, cuy. Sebelum Genji 13 masih aman, cuy. Sebelum kelar game masih aman.
Kayaknya Meteor taruh tracker dah di badan Bani kena bunuh mulu.
They need to force it to, you know, an even score or perhaps even
udah
overtime because a single mistake, 2 rounds. GENG secures theirs.
Exactly. It's a lot to do here for RRQ, but you know we saw 6 rounds in a row to start on the attacker side for GENG, so maybe even though they lost the pistol, maybe they can string
ambil cepat A lagi kah? Apa split kayaknya?
Sekarang udah nggak zaman taruh ini ya, alarm buat di mid ya. Tapi kayak jarang banget gue lihat anjing.
Iya.
No big ults to speak of just yet, so we have to get it done with the guns and the utility.
Oh iya, split A. Recon Garden.
Aduh, dia masuk.
Di flash.
Aduh, Cok.
Oh iya, si Sylviannya nggak bisa buta di situ. Tapi mestinya pakai Recon yang ini dah, yang bisa
yang di atas.
Iya, kayak salah deh Reconnya. Itu yang jalanan.
Kayaknya itu dia Recon yang Garden dah.
Garden ya, jelek jing. Harus pakai Recon yang clearing short. Soalnya kan Gardennya juga di flash, Yor. Sih, Yor. Kalau emang
hah? Nggak jadi kayak gitu.
Santai. Yakin belum. Ayo tuju, yuk bisa yuk. Santai.
Nice! Anjing!
Masih ada harapan, coy.
Mampus lu, God tolol lu. Jaga di situ lu, goblok anjing. Jaga di situ.
Pakai krikil tuh, Jim kontot. Kena kan Reconnya kena, Yor. Cuma kecepatan. Kena. Reconnya ada kuning-kuning tadi. Toge, Cok. Sabar. Udah mantap. Jangan lu sumbat pakai sukro, anjir. Kacang makanan, kocak itu. Kenapa sumbat pakai makanan?
Not quite being able to react in time. GENG starting to lose their grip for just a second. They've got some sheriffs now.
Jangan ngepick dulu, guys. Turret konteks, sikat, guys. Bentar lagi ya.
3.
Lagi, guys. Sikat! Allahu Akbar. Cabut, guys.
Nggak ada. Lagi nggak bener lu, guys. Lagi nggak bener, mainnya bareng aja. Main bareng aja. Iya, lagi nggak fokus.
Udah nggak bener itu, guys. Tembakan bergetar gitu, guys. Kena ini, guys. Getar-getar manja, coy.
All drone to clear out wine.
Oh, that's a lot of info.
Surely now they know.
Okay. Chill.
There's a bit of a stack on the A side.
Chill dulu. Tinggalin satu. Halo, Kopen.
Wary of Meteor's positioning around A short.
Bareng. Gak mungkin dong bunuh kayak gitu pakai serif. Di flash, cakep. Bareng. Anjing. Bisa balik lagi gak sih? Aduh, shotnya udah diisi tapi buset ada delaynya. Ya Allah.
Segala macam.
Ya Allah, Hage kena.
Ya Allah. Ya ampun. Aduh.
And with 2GE trying to force his way through, he gets cut up by Meteor.
Great patience here, great.
Kenapa ronnya begitu aja?
RRQ, and that's going to force the timeout. Certainly warranted. No more room
Astaga.
for the side of RRQ.
Cok, ronnya susah-susah ya dimenangin.
You have 1 round that you can forfeit. You have to get 6 of your own. 7 of your own.
Tawa lu, lu Bail.
So wise to get out of there quickly.
Tawa kenceng lu ya.
Doesn't stick around to try to force the issue.
Bail.
Seeing the full
Itu ini cuy yang lu pada tau nggak yang di apa Solen Soccer yang kiper yang rambutnya itu tau kan ya yang palanya ada bulat-bulat itu coachnya Genji pensiun pesenin tiket pesawat aja langsung babi lu ya Waya. Iya serius, itu orangnya bukan iya itu emang orangnya kocak. Bail.
Aduh, Bail.
They were ready to receive them with open arms. They weren't blinded at all.
No, yeah, exactly. It's great awareness here, great adaptations today from GENG. And again, I think so much of this goes back to just their communication when it's on point, when everybody's working together. Things go much better. I mean, that's very basic to say, but it truly has been a point of problems. And here's the flash dash now. Meteor's turn to try and get this done, but the turret here not gonna let it be easy.
Temennya itu Severo. Tuh buta kayaknya ya.
Buta. Dia nungguin Bimen juga. Banyakin maju lo. Bani lagi.
Ayo ban, bisa ban.
Sabar guys. Buset ada perang. Oh ada ulti.
Kenapa nggak bilang dari tadi Kenton?
Ada ulti toge. Clearin set A-nya dulu.
Udah ketahuan.
Ambil, oke, cakep. Check angle ya. Awas recon. Ready recon manis. Recon. Nah, cakep.
Fire off some blind shots with the Phantom. No tracers detected, so he's still relatively safe. And then the null command from Flips just
Plan, jagain.
doesn't try anything funny.
Oke.
Aduh,
ada ulti lagi dah.
Segala
ada aja dah. Kentut. Ayo Gadet tolol nih, mati nih pasti nih.
Iya, mati nih. Nice. TP dulu, cakep. Langsung. Ayo, satu orang sekarat banget nih. Bani.
Oke, ban.
Buktiin kalau Eggman adalah superhero, Ban. Allahu Akbar.
Apa salahnya sih kayak jam jiggle gitu?
Jiggle dulu.
Iya, jam jiggle tuh
main. Tolol. Aduh. Tapi dia satu hit juga sih. Kalau jam jiggle takutnya pusing sih posisi ya.
Dia udah tahu low, Cok. Pasti dia ini, Cok. Dia pasti badan anjing.
Allah.
Lemes gini, Cok. Jadinya, Cok.
Cobain off stream gue, Cok.
Not quite being able to push over the edge. GENG, again, the team in the regular season that beat RRQ first.
Giliran nggak ada orang bener tuh Desya, babi.
Quickly positioned around to retake the site. RRQ, they want to hold it down.
Got double ops, or no, the single op, excuse me, Sylvan.
Ayo cuy, retake cuy, 555. Oh, David ada ulti. Pit mau pakai
to clear some space. It has to come now.
Oh,
Meteor got tagged.
Oh, it's going
nice banget.
There too. It's a Pharaoh.
4 lawan 5 ya. 4 lawan 5 ya. Jangan aneh-aneh, 4 lawan 5. 4 lawan 2 aja kalah.
Aduh, kena lagi tapi.
Nice!
Nice!
That's okay. Still trying to go forward off of it. The blinds are good. Got dead.
3 lawan 1. Kalah sih bundir sih anjing. Nice.
Banyakin tuh tim kill ya, TS babi lu.
Is that RRQ?
Yeah, this is a nice round here from RRQ. Given the space for free and
oke cuy, masih bisa cuy. 5 round masih bisa. Bisa. Anjing si Kingnya jago banget lagi, babi lah.
We'll call them regrettable shot darts. This one to kill King.
Banyakin tusuk dat teman.
And then he bounces that
dia. Langsung keluar muka kuda si Ganta tau nggak?
Nice. Ayo bisa dong. One per round, Cok.
Wah, rush B lagi dong.
Sakit banget lagi anjing.
Pit, itu kan di shoulder Pit. Kenapa lu buang drone, Pit?
Bad. And there was a quick play earlier from RRQ to do it.
Cium tuh turret.
No.
Nice TS ya. Sering-sering ya TS. Kalau bisa step round kayak gitu.
Aduh, ada King, Cok.
Ada King.
Aduh, King,
Waduh,
Cok.
Beda ya sama yang kemarin ya.
Iya. Aduh, Cok. Cok. Aduh, Cok.
Akbar ya Allah.
The Tiger Nation comes in to take what's theirs. What a day here for Genji. What a wild series between these two teams. A back and forth, going to the third match. Once again, Genji in first control here on the final match. Started strong, they finished strong.
Oh, bangsat, Cok. Ya bener nih.
Lihat ini yuk, lihat Twitter yuk.
Berapa? Twitter mana?
Lihat aja, kali aja ada yang di tag.
Quintessential King gets ahead of EJ a little bit
Bani ya,
there.
Bani ya.
Gimana caranya lihat Bani?
Onto the stairs, absolutely brilliant.
Di tag ya Bani. Gimana sih cara lihatnya?
What a performance
Nggak
here.
tahu sih.
Meteor having a wonderful day. Just everything clicking.
Review dulu komennya. Ah, ini berisik nih.
Anjing, Cok.
That's huge. And now
What's a name right now, Kek? Wah, astagfirullah udah mulai nih, coy.
Si Bape, Cok. GG, Cok.
Easy sleep noobs. Wah, GG coy ini
Di mana? Di mana, Cok?
Twitch. Don't clear RRQ. Waduh
Apa nih? Waduh.
Why?
Gua mau lihat yang Jepang,
udah.
Cok. Gua mau lihat yang Jepang, Cok.
Iya. Gencana. Apa lagi nih? RRQ 10-10. Wah, mulai nih. Genji filter.
Nothing can stop the King's man, no man. Jujutsu Kaisen, take the course. I think I can sleep well today. Thank you, Genji. Flip the ways. Since I need the best as you. Best except Fusan.
Japanese anime is good. Waduh.
Justice will prevail.
Coba lihat Meteor tos-tosan sama Bani. Wah, ditinju, Jing. Pak, jidat Bani dipegang sama Meteor, Cok. Turu deh, kata dia.
Don't stop cry. Everyone in Genie is so cool.
Go talk to your anime.
Wah, GG, Cok. Aduh.
Kacau. Don't cry, Flip. Wah, GG, Cok. Wah, ini gak kuat nih gue ngeliat.
Ah, udahlah, nggak bener, guys. Udah nggak bener, Cok.
Wah, anjing nih
Cok,
bahaya,
nggak bener, Cok.
Don't cry, Eggman. Tuh, komennya. Egg, go your...
Wih, apaan nih, weh?
Weh, apa? Apa anjing? Apa nih? Don't cry, Flip. Enggak, masalahnya Flip. Si Bani yang
Di mana, Cok?
dibacutin di komen Twitch.
Enggak,
Anjing
di Twitter banyak.
Mana di Twitter? Aduh,
GG, Cok.
Bani kita gimana, cuy? Aduh,
langsung, cuy.
Kayaknya Bani, cuy. Masuk Dominatus sudah, cuy. Bikin elek bosa lagi, cuy. Bani bikin elek bosa lagi, cuy. Mana, Yor?
Mana? Kenapa jadi lah?
Mana Twitter di komen?
Ya nggak tahu makanya, Cok.
Aduh, ada nggak ya yang komen, cuy? Pengen lihat, cuy. Itu fans EVOS Bang Kaco, jangan terkecoh. Oke, Mamat. Kenapa jadi EVOS, Jing? Aduh.
Udahlah, guys. Off dulu lah. Kentot.
We are Japanese.
Langsung ini. There is the end of the road of RRQ.
Di mana?
Nggak tahu.
Woi. Oh iya, search-nya Flip Jeder. Oke, benar.
Search-nya apa? Oh iya.
Flip Jeder ya? Flip.
Aduh, Cok. Ini kenapa bahasa kayak gini, Cok? The cloud shooter we wanted to see is here. Are you watching? Nice meteor. Flip the there. Tomorrow I'm going you to shoot a corpse. I never thought it would become true. Apaan sih?
Oh, ini coy. Ini.
Mana, cuy?
Ini seru nih kayaknya, cuy.
Angry Meteor to you, I'm sorry for my brother, but you're just saying you're a
Meteor
little
marah ke Flip Jeder itu salah ke kutubi wah apa sih bahasanya? Kenapa begini banget, Jing? Salah mengatakan bahwa
wah GG, cok.
Bahasanya lucu banget, anjing. Tolong segera kembali ke kesejahteraan Tenten. Wah. Anjing bahasanya lucu banget, anjing.
RRQ by Bunch of Clowns Humble Easy by. Apa nih? Why RRQ so quiet? You are so easy. Welcome home from LCK finally.
Oh, ini cuma ini doang, Cok.
Cok, kenapa play diginiin, Cok? What the fuck?
Menurut dia doang ini.
Wah, GG, Cok.
Cok, isinya meteor ini, Cok. Meteor Flip Jeder di Twitter, Jing.
Tiap year watch party kalau mulu RRQ kemarin year nobar di bioskop menonton asu ini year asih muke lu teh kuda.
Gimana caranya, Muhammad? Bisa langsung diklik kanan aja?
Apaan sih, Cok? Ya Allah. Giniin, Cok, orang, Cok.
Oh iya bisa, tolol anjing Muhammad manja. Dari tadi lo ngomong bangke lu ya.
Oh, udah nggak bener cuy. Udahlah off dulu guys ya. Thank you udah nonton. Thank you udah subscribe. Thank you like. Saatnya untuk go off guys. See you.
Woi, ada yang update nih cuy.
Apa Cok? Apa Cok? Woi.
Ini ada Flip Jedernya. Woi, mana Inggrisnya, Jing?
Mana Cok? Kontil. Lu jangan tipu gua mulu.
Kok nggak ketranslate sih?